And we have begun. Alright, so,
Boy,
welcome to session 9, everyone. Now for the ultimate question. Who remembers what happened last time?
I was having a polite discussion about about the state of the spirit world and spirit interactions and like what should be the policy going forward
Yep.
with this nice guy nice guy I met.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
I was
He's,
having a, I was having a slightly concerning discussion about spirits and eradicating plague with a rather fanatical man who's also appears to be the twin of that weird guy we met who sneezes green snot. And then some random person sneezed green snot, and I hate everything.
yeah, some shit's fucked.
and, where did you end off, Ira?
Talking to some sort of wizard who kills spirits in order to do the thing.
Yeah. Yep, that's a good sum up. Minghua and Nara were off in the back alleys trying to get up to some antics with fireworks, but an upstanding citizen has, at this point, stopped them. And we'll be dealing with that. You don't know that.
Just skipping over Hotaru.
Hotaru is enjoying games with her new friend.
Yep.
I'm sure Wex will be able to talk a little bit about that as soon as he gets back. But yeah, Kenzie will probably be joining us in a bit. Lore said he is out for the night. So, with that said, we're going to open back up, and we are in the yellow combat tracker. Labeled start here. I don't actually think I need to be in the combat tracker anymore, though, for all of you. Oh no, I grabbed the wrong thing. So,
Why would we not be in the combat tracker anymore?
are you guys fighting?
Well, don't we still
No,
need to
that
know
would be
that we're in
silly.
yellow instead
No
of
one in
green,
the
or have
party
we
is
gone
fighting,
back
why
to
would we
green?
fight?
Oh no, you're in yellow, but there's no fight going on.
Okay. Like, I'm perfectly fine with going back up to green.
You would be. No. We're gonna stick here. For now, things are just gonna accelerate because player is not here.
For now, say.
For now. So what do you guys want to do, or other than because you have met these interesting people? There's a lot going on in the town square proper. There's still a lot of carnival games and the festivities going on. And I'm gonna say after a few minutes,
I'm back. What I miss?
we were just recapping what happened last time. Do you remember what you did last time, Hotaru?
I danced.
And you made a friend.
I did.
Isn't that great? Doesn't that make
Yeah.
you feel good, knowing you made a best friend?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. That's a phrase that describes things that happened.
Yeah. So you're all kind of off in your own corners for a bit, and eventually, this person is kind of hard to miss. You're gonna hear like the heavy boot thumps of a individual kind of wandering out of the shadows from a bunch of the back alleys.
Oh boy.
This is a big dude wearing what you can only guess is some kind of upper class armor. Like thick plated, clearly very heavy, and he's got a sword with him that's about the size that he is. And the thing with this sword is it's glowing. Like it's pulsing black with every step that he takes. And the crowd is going to part for this individual, and he's going to make his way over towards Rizik and the old man, Arashi. Feature.
Please do not tell me this man's name is Taran, is he?
His name is not Taran.
I We know. Well, actually, Nick, you might not know what his name is.
Yeah.
Sean and I know what his name is.
Yeah, he's going to walk over and just be like, "Excuse me, pardon the interruption. Arashi, we finally found it. They need you in the back alleys." And the old man Arashi is going to be like, "Oh yes, thank you, Akasaka. This here is this gentleman here is named Rizik. He has fantastic ideas, and I think would be a great asset to our organization. Why don't you speak with him, and I will go deal with that." And with that, Arashi is going to start making his way through the crowd, and people will respectfully part ways as he kind of disappears. And Rizik,
Pleasant speaking to you.
pleasant speaking with you as well, but don't go anywhere. I'm sure the rest of my organization would love to meet you. I think you would make an excellent addition to the White Lotus. And with that, he is going to dash off. Much sprier in his step than you would otherwise believe, but, still, kind of slowed down with age. And Rizik, you are just left with this towering individual with the single most ridiculous armor you have ever seen in your life. And it doesn't look like it's ceremonial or anything. It looks like there are scratches and scuff marks on this armor as though it has been used. And though it's well cleaned, it is not polished in any way. And he's just kind of glaring down at you because he stands a good foot above your head.
Look, I was in the Fire Nation military. I'm used to getting glared at by someone taller than me.
Yeah.
Look, people can demand. I'm sure there have been people demanding need to get things done in it will take me a couple of hours. I need it done in an hour. Which the answer is nah. It's going to take an hour.
We needed 5 minutes ago.
And it's just great. That sucks for you. This takes a week. I'm not building. We're not going to be building. We don't suddenly have a tank to give you. That needs construction.
Yeah. Yeah. So as he's just glaring down at you, he's just be like, "So what do you do?"
Well, I'm engineer, but I'm trying to learn a bit more about spirits and how can help things with that, and I'll probably do my best to do a recap of everything that talked with Arashi last session.
Yeah, he's just going to interrupt you halfway through. He's like, look, what the old man said is fine and nifty, but you really only need to know one thing about those demons, okay? And I can tell you exactly what you need.
And is he just cutting off there, or is he going to continue that thought?
He's going to continue that thought, but I saw Wex post something.
Nope, that was accidental. Don't worry, don't read that. It has nothing to do with this. My bad.
What?
The GM is suddenly distracted.
I mean,
Wex is also running a text-based RPG in a different server.
Sure, something like
Being
that.
distracted post memes.
I'm already distractible. It's just like, look, I'm going to stop you right there. There's only one thing you need to know about demons. And he's going to lift, hold his sword up over his head and swing it around, and you can feel like a burst of wind kind of coming off this thing as he swings it in place. This thing has weight to it, Rizik.
Yeah, that's impressive, but
He's like, you just need to know where their vitals are, and then he's going to stab it forward.
there's probably going to be... Or actually, nah. I can just do this because I'm me. There will be the large sigh of that, and basically the going back into the thing of the just doing it killing and causing more destruction isn't going to necessarily fix the problem or help.
Well, not as long as there are any of them that are left out there. But if we manage to eradicate all of them, then we'll finally be able to sleep peacefully at night.
the world.
The world is full of demons. I know, and we're the ones who have got to stop it.
I believe the correct term should be spirit there, but if spirits are showing up in the world and causing problems, I think a lot of that is going to be caused due to some of that will be caused by the spirit itself, but some of that is caused by things that have gotten messed up in our world. I can guarantee you that not every evil act that has happened is due to a spirit, and as comforting as that thought would be, believing that and excusing things that way would be really detrimental and bad.
If you don't look for the demons in the world, you'll never actually see that they are the root cause of all of our problems.
I have seen plenty of humans that are much more the root cause, and I am worried about people who will list one group entirely as the root cause of problems and what they will do if they don't think about other perspectives.
Yeah, he's just gonna scoff at you and continue to glare.
And I will continue to talk back because I am not in a fully thinking or eloquent mood, but as said before, the last session, the thing, or potentially at the end of the last session, the idea of like, okay, the best solution to this problem is kill all spirits because we can justify it, is kind of an uncomfortable thing for the person who fell into Fire Nation propaganda of, yep, we're conquering people for their benefit, and sure, all of the Air Nation all of the Air Nomads had to be killed, but there was a good reason for it, we're honest.
What the fuck did I just walk into?
I don't know, Kenzie. I'm in a fog too.
Life, the universe, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea if you want me to roll an overcome or anything for this conversation.
I mean, there's no need. You are not swaying him. He is not swaying you.
Yeah.
In this particular instance.
I mean, I made progress with Arashi.
Yes, you did. So Kenzie. Welcome. I'm going to get to you in a couple of minutes because there are things that have just happened that you need to be aware of.
Okay.
But in the meantime, Hotaru, did you want to do anything with your new friend? Otherwise, they're probably going to spot Han and Stone Jin and wander over in their direction.
Oh. I can introduce you to my friend Han.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I can introduce you to, the boss. And
I would just say, I know we're changing the character. Stone Jin should never be in charge of anything ever.
I had to blend him with this guy.
Oh, I know.
The personality is
you
very
understand.
different.
Yes, the personalities are kind of all very different.
Yes, the sentiment still stands.
Fair, I agree. Han, you can assume that this guy has been trying to, has been continuing to talk to you to try to get, you to, like, at least bring up a generic business plan to your boss so they can get funding, so they can be more efficient and, more exact in their methodologies for exterminating the plague in the land. And that's when, Hotaru, you would wander in as well, as he's, talking about just, like, eradicating this disease from the root.
That sounds kind of dark.
That's what I said.
Dealing with any kind of sickness, the only course of action is to be swift and precise. If you don't cut it out, it'll just grow back.
What are we talking about exactly? Han, who's your new friend?
Oh, this is I'm gonna look very pointedly at Hotaru. This is Jin Wei.
And I just kind of gasp a little bit, and I'm going to make an insight check to get what I think you are referring to, what I, the player, knows.
Yeah, Han's intonation is very much like trying to be like, "Hey, yeah, this, you should know this name."
Mm-hmm.
Friend,
I thought the intonation was "Don't talk about Wei Jin."
Well, also that, but yeah, you should know who this is.
also, I was wondering if the intention would be if friend is a strong word here.
Well, I'll get the who it is, but
I mean, I think Hotaru will get that.
I'll get who it is. But boy, now I'm going to mention it. Jin Wei. Oh, you must be Wei Jin's brother.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Attention was completely focused on Han, and then you feel him tap his heel on the ground, and his entire body just rotates as he bends the earth underneath him, and his gaze is just now focused on you, Hotaru. He's just like, you know my brother?
Yes, we're trying to find you for him. I was hoping we could learn what happened between you two. I'm a little intimidated now.
Yeah. My brother was weak-minded and foolish. He let jealousy get the best of him, and he allowed a demon into his soul.
But he doesn't remember anything. How do you know that's what happened?
I was there. He stabbed me. I was only one of many victims of his, and then I was there when we purged the demon out of his body. He is weak, and he is sick. You should...
Your brother. If he was possessed by something, he didn't mean to do it.
The only reason he was able to be possessed was because he had darkness inside of him. He let his emotions get the best of him. He is no brother of mine. The White Lotus, the people who are my comrades in arms, they are my brethren now.
So you just threw him away? Dan, if you're watching me, the ground's getting a little hot.
Han is going to kind of basically walk over near you and basically just kind of put a hand on your wrist.
Yeah.
Palm out, just kind of
Yeah, your new friend Yuki is also going to put a hand on your shoulder and just kind of give you a squeeze and say, "Come on, boss! Didn't you say that you put him into left him in a village where he'd be taken care of?" "Oh yes, I'm sure they took good care of him in that village." He's just gonna scoff and just not notice.
I am starting to tense and shake, and yep.
Boy, fireworks are coming whether or not we want them to.
So at this point, Han will say,
Jinwei done hit a trigger point for me.
Han is going to say, I'm afraid that Mr. Frankdo is... God, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. Here's what I'll say. Mr. Frankdo trusts my discretion as far as business dealings, and I'm afraid that I tend not to do business with those who would be so callous towards family, especially given the circumstances.
He's just going to kind of glare at you for a second and say, "You're making a big mistake." And then he's going to turn, look at you.
I'm not sure I am.
He's going to turn, glare at you, turn his head, glare at Hotaru, give a quick glance to Yukie, who's just her gaze has completely gone off elsewhere. She's just not even looking at her boss. She's just whatever. Doesn't care. And he's just going to turn and kind of leave. He's done with you lot.
Not shocking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Yukie is going to give you a squeeze on the shoulder, Hotaru, and just be like, sorry. He's a bit of a dick. He means well, but he's just a dick.
I know the type of people that just abandon their family like that. They're not good people.
Don't judge him for the first thing you've heard him about. He's done a lot of good in the world. He just gets short-sighted when it comes to things that tie him down.
Take a breath in. I'm like, all right, Yuki, it was a lot of fun hanging out with you. We should do it again sometime, but if you're okay, I'd like to be alone for a little bit.
Yeah. No, I get it. But he's a lot to take in. Take all the time you need. I'll be in the center if you need me.
Yeah, and
she's...
Thanks for hanging out with me.
Of course. And
It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, definitely. She's going to unfurl a ribbon and use it like a whip to catch the corner of a house and just kind of Spider-Man swing her way around a corner, avoiding the larger parts of the crowd. With that, would you guys like to pass to Yira or Nara?
I feel like we should end on Nara. But
End on Nara.
Why am I gonna die?
You're not
No,
going
you're going to light everything on fire.
I don't know how to do that.
Quite possibly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's other people in the group who do that better.
Yeah.
I have
Oh, my protector's MIA right now.
Yeah.
How are we doing this?
Oh, don't worry. I've already discussed it. I have just a question for you when it becomes your turn. So Yira, this person has been drawing with this purple ichor in their hands, different symbols and runes on the ground, and as soon as after doing so, and then circling it and tapping it, they light up, and then he's sending them to different directions, and they're just kind of expanding out from underneath him. Think similar to Full Metal Alchemist with a transmutation circle, except is controlling the size of the circle with a touch.
Mm-hmm. So that's a very interesting technique. Is it key related?
Oh no, this... well, you know how people say that demons are supernatural and spirits are otherworldly and all that stuff?
Gonna take a moment. That is one among many things I've heard people say about them.
So the thing is, we view what they can do as being supernatural and mystical. But it's not. It's actually completely natural. It follows rules. It's the same as if you were swinging a sword around. If you know the proper strokes, and as he says this, or as they say this, because again, this person's gender is ambiguous. It's like swinging a sword. As you learn how to move your body and your arms, and again, they're doodling in the ground, making brush strokes with their fingertips. You learn the movements and you learn the weapon. It's no different from how some people know how to bend. Take an element, raw, unrefined, energy. Just firebenders have fire, waterbenders have water. But demons, they have something else. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm just going to say it's like an energy. Think of it like a mystical bending in a sense. And if you can tap into those same energies through various tools and, pulling out, a little satchel with, a couple of vials and whatnot in there. And he's also got a little pendant that has an insignia on it. And he's going to plant that flat into the ground over the ichor and then just turn it. And then lights are going to kind of spiderweb out from underneath the pendant and form images of people walking in the town square. Looks like in real time, the people in the town square are the people that are moving on this image. It's like if you learn how to bend these demonic powers, you can harness them and use them like you would any other skill or weapon.
So you're manipulating, from what you've said, basically pure yang energy into different effects.
Well, I would say both yin and yang. It's important that I keep a good supply of both. So I
see it.
So I have.
How gather that? Near as I could tell, there isn't a amount in every person, but not enough to do a significant degree with.
Well, you see, that's the beauty of being on a task force to wipe out the demons. See, whenever we perform a exorcism, we manage to remove the unwanted demon from a person and save their life. And whatever's left over, well, I mean, I can use that as components for a lot of different incantations.
I'm sorry, I'm just sitting here. I know I'm not actually nearby, but I'm just sitting here blinking like, fuck me!
Yep.
Yeah, Samael's
Right,
using
and-
Spirit Juju to become a D&D wizard.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she's just like... Alright, and how exactly do you tell the difference between a demon and a spirit?
I mean, how do you tell the difference between a... How do you tell the difference between one of the village guards and one of their village leaders? Actions. Plain and simple. Ultimately, it's just a label. They all have the same energy. Hell, we have a little bit of that energy in each of us as well. Just not as much that would allow us to do anything that we would call supernatural. But again, I don't like that term. There's nothing supernatural about it. It's just extra natural. But again, it's actions. If they're doing evil things, possessing people, feeding on people's dark desires, that's a demon. Spirits are normally timid and leave people alone and don't want to hurt anyone. They normally stay in the spirit world. They've got no reason to come here.
I think there's an important and interesting philosophical distinction there between don't want to hurt anyone and don't care if they hurt anyone. Many spirits of natural phenomenon can cause harm without being malicious.
Well, that's fair. But I'm not gonna go out and be a storm chaser.
About these incantations, I'm just going to roll some of her things because this is adjacent to things she's ever studied.
Sure.
Try and understand more about how this works, Izzy. I've learned some of these lessons in my time wandering around.
You have, again, this is very much perpendicular to what you've been learning. You've been, as far as bending goes, there are similarities, but not enough, but the philosophy end of it is definitely on par.
7.
Okay, I'm assuming you used a principle there?
Yes.
Okay.
Again, I'm thinking not necessarily the bending, but the chi things that she looked into over the course of learning more about firebending.
Actually, this is not like firebending. This is more akin towards lightning bending.
Interesting.
And if you'll recall from lightning bending, you gather up the energy, but you can't generate it. Once you take it into your body, you are merely its humble guide. That seems a lot like what this person, Samael, is describing, except they are manipulating the direction and effect ultimately, which is where it starts to deviate again. Like all the check boxes go off, but unlike you with lightning bending, where it's at the final step is point and it goes where you want it to go, he points, and then he jostles and nudges and confines and constrains and manipulates it to do exactly what they want it to do.
More similar, to use your analogy, to the the finer tuned aspects of firebending, where you can create a flame for a particular purpose.
Yeah, more akin to that. But again, I'd say the way you're correlating it is all the beginning checkboxes of gathering the energy, preparing everything, fit lightning bending, and then all the final steps of it are more akin to firebending.
And where could one learn something like this?
Well, this is truly a dying art. My organization has a couple of shamans who are still practicing, but we are all out in the field trying to rid the world of demons that would, influence people to do harm to others. So, if you can always speak to the leader of our group, Jin Wei. If you are knowledgeable and could be an asset, I'm sure he would allow you in. We are always looking for additional members to fight the good fight.
See, is your leader also in town?
Yes. They are going to look around. He's going to reach into his pocket, pull out another amulet, sleek silverish metal with the insignia of a lotus on it. They are going to rub it between their hands very quickly and then spit on it, and it's going to light up. He's going to say, he's probably somewhere in the town square over there-ish, pointing in the direction of where the center of town is. And then he's going to give you the description of a tall, earthbending man wearing white Earth Kingdom garb with a top knot and fantastic hair.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I'll go talk to him.
Of course. Enjoy. And, very pointed, Yira, Samael has not actually moved from the spot they were in. Either they had a hand or a foot in the circle that they had drawn that was lighting up.
Mm. And you said this, just as Levi, you said this was a technique for tracking demons?
Containing now.
Containing.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah, no, I'm not in charge of tracking. That's one of my colleagues. He has a very special sword that helps him locate demons.
A sword, you say? That's peculiar.
Well, it's made from a very rare metal. Not
Do you know what the metal is called?
Most scholars just call it spirit ore. It's not of this world. I actually think another person in our organization happened upon a large supply of it recently up north, but we'll see if that's true or not.
This meteorite shit?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
With that, we're going to jump over to you, Nara. So, Kenzie, I'm going to ask you one very simple question. Minghua and this individual are about to get into a fight.
The orange guy or the other person?
The orange guy is on his way over.
Okay.
Also, this sword guy would have ended up over here beforehand, but deal with that later. Are you going to stick around and help Minghua, or if Minghua gives you a look and, like, you know, points down an alleyway to tell you to GTFO, will you GTFO?
I think I would stay and help him.
Okay. I'm going to kind of do this a little in theater of the mind, Kenzie, just because Laura's not here tonight. This combatant is going to completely ignore you for the first couple of blows.
Okay.
They're going to run up towards Minghua, and as Minghua, you know, pulls back to, like, punch, and his fist slams into the ground, cracking the paver stones. This person seemed to have kind of acrobatically dodged out of the way and is sailing upside down over Minghua's head. And as they're landing, they're doing a series of short, rapid jabs from Minghua's right shoulder all the way down to Minghua's kidneys.
I assume, is this, like, similar to Ty Lee?
Oh, it's not similar. It's exactly.
Gotcha.
God damn it.
And as Minghua turns around to try to, like, continue the fight, Minghua's left arm and leg just seem to just start slumping and dragging. This is a persistent hinder. And it's a big one. Like, Minghua cannot, like, get any purchase, tries to swing the other arm, and this person manages not only to block and deflect the punch, but also to get a few more jabs in and do additional hindering. Like, no damage has actually happened yet on either side. Like, whoever this combatant is very good at avoiding getting hit, and not so much hitting their opponent, but just disabling them.
But they're clearly not trying to go after me. Like, they think it's Minghua, right?
Yeah, no, they're completely ignoring you.
Do I get any indication that they, like, care for children? Like, if I were to break down crying, like, would they falter?
You're going to need to roll me insight.
Do I have insight?
I don't know if you have insight. Let me look.
I have intuition.
Okay, this is what it's for. Intuition and persuasion, please. Plus yellow.
7.
A 7. Yeah, they are going to turn and look at you long enough for Minghua to get an opening and actually land one solid punch on them.
Okay.
But yeah, after
But what do I look like? Do I look like just like a crying kid?
yeah, you would just be. Well, you tell me. Are you just going to be a crying kid here, or are you trying to be an adversary?
It's one of the things of if Minghua, she's clearly like hurting Minghua, right?
Yeah.
Or at least incapacitating her.
Yeah, definitely incapacitating. Hurting, not so much. Minghua's like growling in, like discomfort, but it's not like a roar of pain or anything.
Yeah. So I already gave the person a thing from last game.
Yes.
Was that taken into account?
Yes. This person is really good at what they do.
No shit.
I feel like Izzy wants us to run from this fight.
Certainly seems that way, but I'm like loath to leave Minghua behind. Alright, I guess I'm going to run Is Minghua, like, giving me a look to leave?
I'm going to say yes because Laura's not here.
Alright, then I'm going to try to disengage and run to get help.
Okay.
Because clearly this person is outclassing us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to use Principle of Stealth to try to, like, get the fuck away, I guess?
Okay. Please roll that.
So, I would say agility, right? Agility.
Yeah, agility and prankster.
And prankster. Yellow.
That's really good.
Yeah, the dice like me tonight, apparently.
Okay, so a 7 is still with a minor twist. So here's what happens. You manage to get hidden, and as you try to get away, at every...
There's still, like, a barrier, like, here, right?
Well, the barrier extends through a couple of the different back alleys, but, like, everywhere you go, you will eventually hit this barrier.
Okay.
And while you're not seen, you will eventually see this old man, followed by Samael, coming to where Shibu has pretty much have a slumped over, hunched Minghua, just like kind of on his knees.
Okay.
And you get to see this because you're here.
I'm where?
You are still within the barrier confines.
Ah, okay.
So the old man Arashi starts spinning his hands up above his head, and buckets of water start to encircle Minghua, and they start to turn golden.
Okay.
The guy slash girl slash you're not quite sure, with lots of pouches rivaling that of Rizik, is going to reach forward, pull something out of one of the pouches, and crush it in their hand. And a blue energy is going to encase their entire palm, crackling with like white electricity. And they're going to thrum their fingers over these spirals of water that are surrounding Minghua. And the golden energy of those waters are going... Thank you, Sean. Yes, a Season 2 ability from Korra. Is going to turn white and begin crackling with the blue electricity. And you can, like, see Minghua's, like, you know, shaking, like, on his knees, you know, slumped back.
Is this
like
hurting Minghua?
It's
like...
not. It's not. Doesn't look like it's hurting Minghua. Minghua is kind of at that state between like consciousness and unconsciousness. A lot of their pressure points have been hit at this point. And then the one who has the glowing blue hand of energy, Samael, is going to reach forward and grab Minghua by the forehead. And then in a swift motion is going to swing their palm up over their head in a high arch. And what looks like an ethereal form of Minghua is going to get ripped out of his head. And then as that happens, Samael is going to look down at this ethereal form as it coalesces in their hand, squeeze, and then put it in a jar and cork it.
What? What the fuck?
Did he just suck a soul out?
It looks that way.
And yeah, at that point,
Whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck? Did I just see?
you just saw exactly what I described.
Okay.
Also, at this point, he's going to they're going to shake their hands, and you can tell that the barrier has dropped.
Okay. What is Minghua doing?
Minghua is unconscious presently, but is being picked up by the person who is fighting him, Shibu, and she is carrying Minghua out of the alley.
Don't you Appa us?
Oh, no, walking towards the center where all of you are.
Okay, I need Dad. I need to go find Dad.
Yes, you probably do.
I need to find Dad. I'm like crying, and like it's not like cute crying, it's like I'm blubbering and snot is running down my nose and I'm freaking out, and I like skid into the fucking center where you all are very noisily, and I'm just like crying and screaming like, Dad, please, Dad, I need you.
I'm gonna say all of you can clearly hear Nara at this point and can
But it's like
reconvene.
the terrified kind of like scream where it's like clearly I'm just like freaking out.
Han is going to take off fucking sprinting towards
Yay, thanks, Daddy.
I'm right behind you.
with maybe a little bit of air boosting him.
Okay, I don't think I'll probably go at similar speeds behind you with sliding around the earth.
Rizik will start abandoning this conversation with Akasaka and
Fucking
slowly
weird
make his way
person.
over.
He's just gonna look at you like, it's just a...
Han doesn't want to be the dad, but Han is the dad.
Han's the dad right now. And then, for fuck's sake, Nara needs Daddy. Okay. This'll be fun. You ready for this? Who's getting to be first?
I'm pretty sure Han is.
I'm pretty sure Han, followed by Hotaru, Yura, and then Rizik. Like,
Alright.
all within
So-
like 2 sentences, I'd say.
Right. So if Han gets me first, I am just going to like clutch the front of you and just start sobbing into your jacket. Like I am clutching you really hard and sobbing, and I am just like, wait, what? And the people and the glowing. Oh my god! And spirit. And I'm just like screaming and freaking out. And like once Hotaru. Actually, once Rizik gets there, I'm gonna calm down enough to tell you, like, what the fuck what I saw and what happened, and that they're still in the, like, alleyway and that we need to go get Minghua.
We do.
They're actually, as you finally get that part out, they're gonna be, like, walking out with Minghua.
And if that's true, then I am pointing out this person. This person's the one that did the jar thing, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm pointing to Dad and going, Dad, that one has Minghua! That one, the glowy in the jar, Minghua!
Well, that's
Han,
interesting
Alright.
and different.
Do I have like a fucking
Han is
pickpocket
going
ability?
to turn. So, has Han seen? Are these any of the people Han has seen from this group?
This one looks like a fucking airbender.
You have seen none of these people. Rizik would recognize Arashi, and Yura would recognize Samael, and that's it.
Is Samuel the one holding Minghua according to...
No, Shibu?
Shibu was carrying Minghua's unconscious body. Samael is the one who grabbed the ethereal thing and jarred it.
I'm gonna say Jar Minghua is with Samael, and real Minghua is with Karate Lady.
I mean, that's pretty obvious. Like, Minghua is gigantic on this, person's slender form. She's
Just from your... Well,
Alright, what the
That
fuck do I
explains
wanna use
some.
to, like, pickpocket this person to get this back?
you're just going to look over at Han. That explains some things about Minghua, but they have some interesting spiritual techniques.
Any ideas?
If I were to guess, based off what was described, the spirit that was inside of Minghua is now in that jar.
So as they get to the edge of the alleyway, they're going to prop up Minghua's body, sit it down on a stool and make sure he has like a bale of hay or something under his head, like delicately putting the giant goat gorilla down in a restful place.
I think I might go over and ask what they're doing.
I'm gonna be pleading with Dad to get them and just pleading, make them put it back. Make them put her back.
Yeah, no, they're just going to claim that this poor creature has had Who's going to be talking? Arashi's going to be talking. Hello, friend. This poor creature has had quite an ordeal, but now they need to rest so their spirit can heal.
Liar!
So what is the thing in the jar?
It's a demon.
No, it's not! Liar!
How do you know it's a demon and not just their own spirit?
We don't remove their own spirit. That's impossible.
Then wake them up!
That so-called demon has been in our care for weeks and has been harmless.
I mean, they're going to, if you'll permit me, Rashi is going to hold out a hand towards a fountain, pull up a small bubble of water, and just kind of trickle it onto Minghua's face. Just a bubble levitating in Minghua's personal, rain cloud. And Minghua's eyes are going to, flutter open, and he's just going to lean forward, look at you all, wave, and then put his head back down.
Does the Minhwa seem just as intelligent as he was before?
Yes.
I mean, I'd like to insight this situation, Izzy.
You may.
I'd like to as well, even though I have no way of telling these things.
Sure.
Please do. Please do.
I'm actually going to burn a +4 on this.
Okay.
Let me boost you, Wex, for that, because Yura's also going to be staring this going, something is off.
What die should I use for this?
Let's see what you got, Sean.
All right. So do I get a +1, Nick?
Yeah, you get a +1.
Rizik, you can use lightning calculator and conviction.
Can I use Principle of Freedom on this since we're trying to free?
Yes.
Off?
Yes.
I'm using Principle of Discovery because I'm trying to figure out what this is first.
Sure.
Okay, I got a 9.
Really? You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to use... You know what? I'm going to use my collection for this for today and make that a 10.
Actually, that's pretty good with the number and the boost. I also got a 9.
Okay, so what are each of your actual numbers then for this? I heard 9.
There's
9.
a 9, a 9, and a 10.
Because I decided you know what? Fuck it. I will use my collection.
Okay, 9, 9, 10.
I found the perfect thing. Looking off topic. That's what you just did to Minghua, you ass.
Yeah, that's the perfect example for that.
Made Minghua become one with the universe.
I have literally no idea how I found that, but I found it. So, there you go.
Proud of it.
Monster. This actually kind of, this is really upsetting. This is really fucked up.
Ah, there it is. I like that one.
There you go.
It's an easy game. It's always fucked up.
True. That's kind of what it feels like.
Soul Leader, I love it.
God, I haven't seen that in forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the insights you guys got from this. Everything that Arashi has said, Arashi believes to be completely true. Minghua, for all intensive purposes, is during when he leaned forward and looked at you guys, you could see the intelligence in Minghua's eyes. There was recognition as he looked at all of you. But also just kind of a hazy feeling in the back of their eyelids, as though Minghua was incredibly exhausted. Also, Minghua clearly does not like the person who was propping them up. The fighter. But otherwise, Minghua appears to be the same.
So, is this something where it seems like if we leave Minghua alone, he'll just recover perfectly fine, and they stole some of his energy, but it's not going to be a big deal? Or is this a thing of like, should be doing something to break that jar and put it
Nope.
back?
I am so not leaving. If they are not leaving with that fucking jar. Like, I will do everything in my power to get that jar away from these people. I do not trust them with it. That's
I don't
not an
know what
option.
the jar is.
I don't know either, honestly, right now, and I don't care. They don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay, I love the good image, Sean. Wow, I didn't actually expect the memes to be happening like this tonight.
Well, we're like we're waiting for answers, and we're just like, okay, are we breaking into a fight now, or is this still a like, can somehow talk through what the hell is the thing in the jar looks exactly like Minghua? How is it not part of Minghua?
They're not showing us the fucking jar, are they?
So the thing in the jar, when it looked like it when it was being taken out, Nara, then it just looked like, a blue blob of energy when it was put in the jar. No, the energy turned blue after the hand thrummed on the water.
Okay.
So yeah, when it was put in the jar, it looked like a blue, I'm going to say like a will-o-wisp kind of thing.
Okay.
You all rolled high enough to know Minghua is physically healthy and nothing has happened to his intelligence. You all rolled high enough to get that from like the quick, interaction you got there. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's inside the jar.
So like,
Brave is a very underrated movie.
Yeah.
Though based off like that just being the thing in the jar,
It's not a good movie. It's just underrated.
that doesn't seem to match like what would know for like what a separate spirit that would be possessing Meanwhile would look like, seeing as how like the other spirits had more physical forms.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You're going to look over to Semi and be like, what would happen if you were to use that technique on a person, or many animals are even arguably closer to spirits than we are. Any creature.
I mean, I would only ever use this kind of a technique on someone who we are confident has been tainted by a demon. You
yourself have already said that there's no real difference between demons and spirits.
Yeah, well, let me put it this way. An external influencer on a person. All I did here was I purged out excessive darkness.
Why did you think it was Minghua?
Also,
well, because that's what our tracker said. We were able to narrow it down, and the beacon was signaling wherever this creature went.
But everyone would have darkness or light in them, so...
It's true, but a person's own emotional tendencies don't necessarily will not give off the same signals as a demon's energies. Like, if you want, we can call over Akasaka and he can show you. His sword will have gone inert because the demon is now taken care of.
Do it.
You're telling me you don't have a better method of detecting and reading a spirit than the vague tracking of a blade?
I mean, let's bring the sword over, but yeah, I feel like this is a very imprecise tracker.
Yes, I'd like to see the sword in action.
Oh boy.
Actually,
see, the funny thing is that none of us, I believe Nara know that Nara has a spirit. We know something odd is odd with her.
You think I'd have a fucking imaginary friend?
Yeah, I think you have an imaginary friend.
Yep. No. They're just gonna like look at Shibu, and she's just be like fine, and she's gonna dash off to try to find Akasaka, and you guys are gonna be left here with Old Man and Samael.
Time for a glowing blade, bitches.
So in the meantime, why don't you put Minghua back to normal?
She's fine. She just needs rest.
No, she's not. Put her back, Dad. Make him put it back.
Clearly, with what you have with what you've taken, Minghua's not as her normal self.
Out of character, I can't do that because Laura's not here.
Okay, so out of character, what Han is trying to do is trying to bluff them into putting the thing back so we can leave.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can make a roll for that.
Equation.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna let you roll. This is gonna be a steep overcome. You're gonna need several successes to work them down on it.
Can
I'm
get
going to
some kind of
aim it.
boost?
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use a.
You can use presence and business acumen for this.
I want to give a boost.
I said I'm gonna go ahead and use my my collection and make that an 8.
Okay.
I was going to give you a boost also to make this even better. Oh, actually, wait, I get to reroll that.
What do I roll for
Get to reroll it
boost?
again.
Hold on.
+2.
All right.
To
Okay, so I'm
Wait. Wait, so am I needed or what?
Yeah, I mean, extra boosts are always helpful. You can just roll a generic boost. I'm going to say you can do suggestion and persuasion.
I did that.
I'll do persuasion and lightning calculation, I guess.
That's a +1.
I'll be right back. Making tea.
Alright, I'm saying you guys have a single overcome success on Samael to put back Minghua's spirit. I'm going to say you need 3 total. I'm also going to tick the tracker down 1 more point. Closer to red. So as all that's happening, Stone Jin is going to make his way over here. What's going on here?
These people, they hurt my friend. My nanny. I don't know, they did like a weird glowy thing, and now she's in the jar.
So he was starting to say, Arashi Samael explained, "Oh, is that the demon? Excellent.
She's not a demon!"
Well, not...
I just stiffen. I'm like, you're with him?
Like, yeah, yes, dear girl, we're all members of the White Lotus.
She's not a demon!
Well, of course not. This is, again, Stone Jin. He's just gonna, like, bustle in, keep the two of them quiet. It's like, of course she's not, dear girl. We've purged her. We've removed all the impurities, and now she can be... You said she was your nanny? She'll be the best nanny ever now.
Because didn't have a spirit in her. I do, you asshole!
Oh no.
All right.
I'm sure Han is probably still like physically holding you at this point. I would assume.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm like in like I'm probably like leaning against you and your arms are like around my front or something because I'm like very distraught still.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is really close to out, guys. You guys, this is not good for you.
I mean, I feel like this is the...
I mean, this is the reason why I had the scene tracker counting as was. Oh boy.
Yeah, though I feel like us breaking into a fight right now at the very end shouldn't necessarily be the actual...
Let's just roll with it. Story, guys.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Go.
Yep. So...
telling the best story here.
Yeah, so Nara just said that...
Child! Who knows? I could just be screaming out my ass.
You could be. Okay, so yeah, since that's the case, and you said that, oh god, he's the environment too.
You didn't think I'd go that far, did you?
No. Okay, Stone Jin is going first. He's immediately taken the first action. We're in red.
Did we just hit red?
No, no.
You just moved us to yellow.
I moved you guys to yellow. No. Villains' dice pools are tracked differently from your guys.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
It depends on the villain entirely.
Oh, this is not good.
And I want to use my reaction of spirit intervention on Stonejin or whatever the fuck his name is.
What does that do? Please print. Whenever enemy rolls their dice pool for the turn, you may lose. Okay.
Well,
do you want? Yeah. Wait to see what
it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on. I did not. Of the people in this group, he was one of the ones I was not prepping for, so I need to actually read through what he can do again. Give me 1 minute, please.
I'm sorry. Should I not have said that?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
What did Kenzie say?
Ming Hua's not the one with the spirit. Ming Hua's not the one with the spirit in it, you asshole. I am.
Oh, well, okay then.
Yeah.
You missed my big dramatic moment.
I would like to act now. Are we? He goes first no matter what.
Are any of you really surprised?
He's going. Because Nara said that he's going first. Because he would be the first one to react, and that's also his deal. So he's rolling conviction. He's rolling his die, and he's going to be rolling. Let's see, what the hell do we have here? No.
That imaginary friend now makes so much more sense.
I know, doesn't it?
And the fact that you were the first one to be able to talk to Thomas. And
Thomas
that
is
the
nice.
moon...
Our conversation with the
Also,
other
our
spirit
conversation
also
with the
makes
moon now makes more sense.
Bazu said that she was very nice when they dated, but won't tell me anything else.
Oh boy. Okay.
You know, I like to think of just this entire conversation of just like, who's Thomas? Wait, what do you mean conversation with the moon?
Okay, so Stone Jin is actually going to drop into a heavy stance and slide one hand against the ground, and just a wave of rocks is going to come up and pin you to the wall, Nara. So
I have some things to say about that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Reaction.
I'm gonna react right now.
Okay, I'm gonna roll first because you guys need to know what my roll is before you react.
Okay.
Okay, so he rolled a.
Wait, I also have this reaction.
Okay, so he rolled a 9, a 4, and a 2. He is using the 9. Would you like to re-roll? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, I am re-rolling. You have to go with whatever it is that pops out here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that is an 8.
God damn it.
Slightly worse.
Yes, it's actually the same range because this is a hinder.
But doesn't the defend...
Is the hinder?
Defend
won't affect.
It won't affect a hinder.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Oh.
Okay, so he is hindering you by pinning you to the wall. Also, as part of his action, one of his allies may make the same action against you. So Arashi is also going to be throwing water at you and then freezing it over. So this stone and water combination is going to make kind of like a clay. So Nara, in this tracker, you are getting a Nara -3 rock wall. And let's see, where's Arashi's sheet?
Are either of those persistent?
They are not.
Okay. But yes, please mark every boost and hinder everyone in this fight has.
Yeah. D10, and what's your status die? Oh, crap, how many of you are there?
Why?
Because that determines the status die.
2.
I think there are 5.
5?
Okay, yep, max die.
Oh.
Of course.
6, 2, 5. It's the 5. -2 from him. Nara, -2, ice wall. Okay. That was Stone Jinwei's turn. He's actually going to look at you, Nara, and he's going to pass it to you and say, "You made a mistake, demon." And he's saying that loud enough where all the passerbys in the town are like heard it and are starting to scatter. So all the townspeople heard him shout the word demon and are just kind of booking it.
And they're not concerned that he's attacking a fucking child and no one is stepping up? What a bunch of asshole cowards.
He's the savior of the town.
Cowards.
Fire Nation Man is going to be standing there being like, "Yeah, we will destroy all demons. Do not run." Blah blah blah. He's posing.
I'm going next, right?
It's your turn. Yes.
Okay. So I'm stuck, right?
Yes. If you take any action that involves moving your person, you will have a -5 penalty.
If I don't move?
If you have an action that does not require you to move your limbs or anything, you're literally pinned up against a wall with rocks and ice, preventing your arms and legs from moving.
You may want to take an action with moving just to burn those penalties off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I will do this. Just to move. So
Okay, yeah. You do get to roll that. If you get over a 5, it will still apply. Who are you targeting?
I'm gonna target this guy
Stone Jin. Got it.
So illusions. I'm gonna go otherworldly mythos, I guess. Creativity.
Sure, I'll
Maybe.
give you creativity
Yeah.
and yellow.
Fuck me.
Okay, so does no damage. And
But I hinder him with the 1.
yeah, he does take a -1. Actually,
So I don't break out of my stuff.
so here's what happens. Since the person who creates the hinders applies it to what part of the die, I'm going to say since it's attack for mid and hinder for min, the attack is getting the -3 and the hinder is getting the -2, so nothing happens. But you do manage to like break out of the stone and ice as you like knock shards towards him, which he just sidesteps. So nothing happens. Right. But you have eaten both of those hinders.
Good.
Who would you like to pass to?
I would like to pass to Hotaru.
Cool. Yeah, because, okay. Do we think it's better for me to hinder all of them or boost all of you?
Probably hinder all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and hinder them.
Okay. In that case, ground's becoming mud.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna I'm just gonna take my hand and just smash them into the earth and ripple it so it like turns into like mud quicksand that's going to very quickly like suck them down into it.
Okay.
All right, let's roll. Oh, that's not bad. That is a 7, so it's a -2 on all the enemies.
Okay. So, special thing about this, you managed to get Samael and Arashi. Stone Jin has the moniker of Stone. As you make the mud, he doesn't sink into it. He has a resistance to all forms of earthbending and stone.
Of course he does.
Yeah. However, you do get the other two. So,
well, I'm useless against him. Maybe lava will hurt him.
Against whom?
Against the asshole.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, if you could just put those into the chat, please, Wex.
Yeah.
All right, and who would you like to pass to?
Who wants it next?
I have a question. Is Meanwhile still counted as massively hindered?
I think the big question is, do we get a thing for Minghua's action? Because we could, if we alternate initiatives right now, we can start next turn and hit real hard during the first part of it.
Okay, so Minghua counts as being, I even told this to Lore, Minghua counts as being at 0 HP for the purpose of this. If Minghua needs to interact with you guys, can do so on a limited basis, but because Lore's not here, Minghua is dead in the water as far as fighting is concerned.
Okay. That's just why I wanted to check, was whether or not counted as having like a massive penalty due to
Nope, they're just... Minghua's just out of the fight.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Wex, are those persistent?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to know.
I'd say, can we remove Minghua from the tracker right now, then, Izzy?
Yes. Apologies. There you go.
Because I feel like the tactically correct strategy is alternate their turns with our turns right now.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
So
And then-
pass up to one of them.
Who am I passing to?
I'd say Arashi, maybe.
Arashi's probably going to hit someone with his sword, which, as far... I don't know. Arashi works, I guess. I don't know.
Arashi has a sword.
Oh, wait, shit. Who was the one who had the sword
You're
back?
thinking about
Akasaka.
Yeah, who's like not here yet?
Yeah.
What, Samael's the one doing like the spirit binding, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Samael's the
Yeah.
wizard.
And what's Arashi doing?
Waterbending.
Okay. I mean, he seems pretty support. Maybe we should let him go first. Or like,
Yeah,
can
I think we want him to go last then, so
Okay, then-
Shinbu first?
we'll Samael next, right?
Does it Shinbu, the ninja who's strong?
Yeah,
Is Shinbu in the
send
fight?
Shinbu next.
So if you do Shiba will show back up to the fight with Akasaka. I'm telling you that right now. And then they will get added to this tracker. But they will not act until red.
Okay. So,
I mean, I
no
thought they
real
were in the-
point.
If I thought they were in the fight, I would have gone for them, too.
Their action is running from the other side in, so nothing would have been in targeting of them.
I feel like it's got to be Samael then, right?
Sure.
I don't know. I'm at least planning on AoE, and getting them in the fight means the AoE hits more things, so just...
I mean, is the only thing they're doing getting in the fight?
Yes.
Okay, then, yeah, I'll pass to Shibu then.
Okay, Shibu and Akasaka are acting at the same point right now, or rather. Shibu's running in, then Akasaka is trailing behind, drawing sword.
Mm-hmm.
And they are both here. Akasaka will look over and say, "What's the matter, boss?" And then just look down and be like, "Oh, you," and pass it to Rizik.
So they both ran over here.
Yes. So
I think Rizik's response might be the thing of I have it on the Moon's authority that one is that one is good, which is just going to be something it's being said out loud that I'm pretty sure none of them are going to respond to, and then I think I'm actually going to use harmful invention once on Stone Gen.
Okay, please do.
Because yeah.
Okay, roll it, please.
So that is gadgets, technology, and status.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that one's the gadgets one.
Yes.
7 is +3, 4 is +1. Is 7 +2 or +3?
7 and 4 are both at -2.
Okay, so if it makes no difference, it will be a persistent -2 as basically boa and net stuff binding.
Sure, write that down. And yeah, he's not immune to boas.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who are you passing to, Rizik?
I feel like these are the two supports.
Who's gone thus far?
If you look on the tracker, your options for your team are Yira and Han. And their team, it's Arashi and Samael.
I'll pass to Arashi because I kind of want to see what his response to I have it on the Moon's authority.
Mm-hmm.
The moon says you're a bitch.
The moon. I have talked to the moon, and the moon says,
You're a beach.
Okay, so at the start of Arashi's turn, he is going to gather the liquid from the mud and kind of push himself out of this hinder. He is gaining a +1 bonus at the beginning of his turn just to offset the mud. And okay, yeah. So
no response to the statement of I have it on the moon authority.
he's just going to look back at you and say, the moon is one that hides in shadow and is a trickster. You can't believe one that hides themselves for most of the month. And he's going to pull the water out of the ground, and he's going to shoot it at Hotel.
My friend's girlfriend!
X.
Complicated.
Yeah. He's going to shoot water at you, Hotaru. And let's see. It is a... No, that one, and that one. 7. Oh, crap. That is not what I thought it was. Hotaru, he's dealing you 16 water damage. And he is defending himself for 8. As everybody remembers the octopus form that Kotara did in the show?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so he's doing that. He's making an octopus out of the mud, and he is hitting Hotaru with a couple of the whips. Hotaru, the damage I just told you to take, reduce that by 1 because of your hinder. Apologies. And it looks like any damage that you guys throw in his way, the octopus whips are going to be able to pick up and throw specifically at Hotaru. As a redirect, because water does that. I will put that in chat.
Do we know what magnitude that is?
Defend is at an 8.
Okay.
So anything that is beyond 8 damage goes to Hotaru, but it's just not a smart idea to attack him, because he either blocks it or it gets redirected to Hotaru.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could anyway, but I'm going to do something else.
Yeah, and I'm going to put a little note. He will pass it to...
I'm back. What'd I miss?
Oh, you just took 15 damage.
Ow.
From...
Also, any damage
You
do
left the chat, that's how.
to Arashi is going to get redirected to you.
Yeah, any damage dealt to him is going to come at you.
So do I take the 15?
You take 15, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Guess where I'm at?
Are you in red?
I am. You know what I do when I'm in red.
I'm aware.
You
You
just
red
hit
next
red?
turn anyway.
Weren't you at full health before this?
No!
Yeah, none of us got a chance to heal.
We
Yeah,
haven't healed.
most of us were stuck at the top of yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, right, fuck. It was just me
And
and
you-
Yara that were fully healed.
Yeah. And, well, Minghua is now sitting pretty at 0. Yeah, so, it's, Yira, it's your turn.
By that definition, wouldn't you consider nigh every spirit a trickster? They're not around all of the time, no matter what they do. And yet, we do have good authority of some high-ranking spirits that this is not a problem.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I do best, and I'm gonna hit everyone except for the redirect.
Okay.
Except I think I get to declare that afterwards. Whatever.
Break the jar somehow.
I don't know what... That'd probably be an overcome to grab it or break it.
We're in yellow, right, Izzy?
You are still in yellow, yes.
I'm okay with 8 damage to all enemies.
Okay.
I feel no need to reroll that.
Okay. Ba-boop. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, Arash.
As you know, very precise waves of fire hit those that are attacking my friends.
Okay. 8 damage to all of them. Let me just update their sheets. Do. Shibu is here. Okay. Who are you passing to?
I'm going to pass to Samael so that Han gets the last action of the round.
Okay, so Samael is going to reach into his one of his many pockets and pull out what looks like to be some kind of orange newt. Fits in a jar. He's going to pop the cork on it and like put the bottle up to his mouth and kind of like tear it out as though he's ripping gunpowder to pour into a musket. And then he's going to squeeze the juice from the inside of whatever this thing is onto his hands. And he's going to clap. And, yeah. So he's gonna clap and slam his hands into the ground, and these orange chains are going to just fly up from the ground and start wrapping themselves around everybody's ankles. Everybody is at a -1 hinder for the next round. And with that, he will pass it to Han, who is the last person to go.
Okay. Alright, so Han is going to do this, and we are targeting Samael. And because I'm targeting Samael, turnabout comes into play. So that -1 penalty is now a +1 bonus for me when I'm attacking him.
Nice.
Okay.
Sweet.
So Han is going to basically throw a bag of coins kind of in front of the group of enemies, and then basically airbend a particularly large one through the coins, which causes them to burst and give. Let's see, who do I want to give the boost to?
Oh, I would love some boosts.
I'll give Hotaru an opening, and meanwhile we'll be attacking Samael with the mid die. So this is gonna be. Let's see. Yeah, ranged combat plus coin plus yellow. Okay. So that's a 10 to boost Yura, and then 5 damage to 6 damage to Samael.
6 damage.
Aruba.
Sorry. To boost.
Is that gonna like mostly be wasted because of the -1 though?
To spend at least a +1,
No.
or one of our teammates.
No, remember, I turned that -1 into a +1.
No, Hotaru still has a -1.
Oh, true.
So maybe boost yourself. Oh no,
I have to boost someone else.
So whoever you boost is just losing their -1, sadly.
True, but I can still wipe. If you're going to be attacking, I can still wipe out your penalty.
I mean,
And be attacking.
I mean, they can all. You guys can always burn a +1 that you have saved.
Also, does anyone have an AoE boost on our team?
I don't have an AoE boost, but I can change
do,
the penalty to boost.
I do, but I'm not going to be using it this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Do I?
You took the mass
I can
hinder.
hinder. Yeah, I took mass hinder. Sorry.
Right, yeah, you can still give the boost, and it's just depending on the action I take. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll still take that boost if you're offering.
Yeah, I'll still give you that. So a 10 is what, a plus? Is that a +3 or a +4?
10 is a +3.
That's +3. Okay, so you get a +3 and then 6 damage at Samael.
6 or 5?
It's 6. I'm using the +1 on the damage.
Okay, 6 damage, which... Okay. Also, as a innate result of this, Han, you are taking a backlash of 5 damage.
Okay. What is the source of that?
As you are hitting Samael, it looks as though there's a protective field around them. And they are still taking the damage. You are just taking some of the blowback as well.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I will tell you this. Of all these combatants, Samael is by far the weakest.
Mm-hmm. Squishy wizard be squishy wizard.
Squishy wizard be squishy wizard, yes.
I mean, the character, when I played that character, the only reason they worked was because they ended up immortal.
Yeah.
Their mechanics literally did not work in that game.
Yeah.
Well, that's because ND20 is trash.
Mm-hmm.
All right, with that, we are moving into red.
Noise.
Set red.
I think we want to start running.
I think we should. I think we need to get at least some of them down first.
Yeah, we also
We
need
have-
to. We also need to get Mingwa.
Yeah, which
I
is
want
why I
that
think
jar!
All right, so Han, who are you passing to?
That's a good question.
my intent is to attack all
Mine
of them.
too.
Do Yara, and then, because I can give Yara a second turn.
Okay.
Fucking give time.
Yep.
Okay.
You're not going to do the give time loop, I think. I think me attacking twice is more valuable than the give time loop.
Again, I've said give time is only allowed once per round per person.
Nick, what does your attack look like for AoE?
10, 10, 10, reroll one of those dice once, reroll all ones. As a reaction, reroll the entire pool. Also does an AoE hinder equal to min.
What die do you use for the damage?
All 10.
What?
Oh, sorry, mid die.
Yeah, I can up that. I can do better.
You do more?
I can do more.
Which ability, Wex?
Upheaval.
Oh.
When I
Name
pair
of the
that,
red ability?
that's my red. When I pair that with my collection.
Right, you're gonna use your collection. Yeah, hit Hotaru first.
Oh yeah, give Hotaru first turn.
Okay, Hotaru, you're up.
But Hotaru is not getting gift timed.
So was I like this kind of knocked down from some water?
Um,
How did describe?
Thank you.
So yeah, you got 2 tentacle water whips to you, Pop, which dealt you the damage, and Arashi is kind of sitting there, with a swirling his hands with the octopus of water surrounding him, and it looks like any attacks that come into him are going to get redirected to you, unless they're from you.
I was gonna say, what if it's like an AoE attack?
Any attacks that go to him go to you from other sources, so it doesn't matter. It's a
Okay, so if I AoE everyone, it's just gonna hit me.
He only redirects stuff that goes to him
From other people other than you.
from other people other than you. So he can't redirect to you.
Okay. So I can AoE everyone without worrying.
You don't know what everybody else can do.
But based on his ability.
Yes, based on his ability, you're fine. He can't do anything to you.
Okay. I'm gonna pull myself up, and I am looking angry, and I'd just let out a scream and just smash my fist in the earth, and it just ripples through the ground, just cracking the street in two.
And I'm going to say, because of you're in red, there's just steam also erupting as you're cracking the earth into, correct?
Yeah, I have to use stone for that ability, so technically lava doesn't come out, but it probably looks pretty hot.
Yeah, no, fluff-wise, yeah, you're unleashing hell right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll for this. I'm actually gonna use a +2 to counter the. I want to use a +2 to counter the -1.
Okay, that's fair. That goes away, which means you just have the bonus from Han directly. Yep. So, and you put a plus check on the hinder against that since you dealt with it.
Wait, hold on. Combat tracker.
Bottom thing. Samael
thank you.
equals -1.
Sorry, I gotta add the emote. It's the check.
Yeah, just something, so I know it's you.
Cool.
Like, as long as I can mouse over it and I see, it says Hotaru. I know you have
Okay.
it.
Yep. All right. So yeah, we're gonna be rolling upheaval,
Roll it!
and it is all of my enemies.
Okay.
Okay. I am going to use my collection to change the 2 to a 9.
Okay, because that also is going to deal damage then, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Why not a 10?
because if it's doubles, he deals the damage.
Ah, right, doubles.
Okay, Wex, real quick, as the turn tracker was rotating over, you see your friend Yukie kind of wandering into the back. Are you including her in the attack?
She's my friend.
Okay, just wanted to ask.
You monster.
That's why I wanted to ask. I'm the DM. I'm not a monster.
You're the Izzy. You're always a monster.
Okay, so
Based on that, we'll end up rolling a 15 to hinder. No, actually a 12 to hinder, because I can apply the +3 wherever I want.
okay, so that's a -4 to, I'm assuming, everyone.
Wait. The +3 Wex, you only get to apply a +3 to one target, or for boosted hinders.
Fine, I'm not going to apply it yet. Give it a minute. I'm going to do, because I have a total of 12, even without that +3, so I -4 everyone, and then I get to deal damage equal to mid, which is now a 9, and I will throw 9 at everyone, but 12 at Arashi.
Okay, so 12 damage to Arashi. Wait, Arashi or the waterbender?
I mean, yeah, he hit me.
Okay.
And 9 to everyone, all my other enemies.
Okay, so 12 to him, which means, congratulations, you're the first person who dealt damage to him, and that's a lot of damage. And 9 to everybody else, you said?
Yeah, and I'm going to use my react, or actually, I'll wait to see what happens.
Okay, hold on. 9.
I want to see if they do any reactions at me.
Okay, I will save her. Well, let me check everybody else. 9 damage.
Otaro get angry and red.
Okay, actually, before anything else happens, Akasaka is going to come forward, and as that hinder is happening, is going to slam his sword into the ground, and is actually going to hinder the attack against everybody. Because he can do that.
That's all.
Yeah, roll status die. His status is junk. Okay, he reduced the damage by 1.
The damage or the hinder?
The damage.
Okay,
He can
so
only-
everyone takes 8 and Arashi takes 11.
Yeah. Okay, so, and let's see. Arashi is at 29. Too many sheets.
Too many sheets, too many sheets, too many sheets.
Okay, Stone Jin.
He doesn't take anything from me. It's earthbending.
Oh, that is correct. He does not. And because it's heated right now, he can't actually send it towards one of your allies.
Nice.
Okay, I already knocked your HP. Where the hell's the last one? Shibu! Okay. Okay, so let's see. First off, Samael is also hit. Because this was an AoE Wex, you are also going to take a blowback from the force field of 5 damage.
All right.
Because you hindered. However, it looks like Samael is very close to last legs at this point. And the last person who gets the reaction is Shibu, who
Alright.
you are attacking with this AoE. Shibu is going to spin up in the air, and I'm going to say like a rock is going to fly up at her.
Okay.
Quality acrobatics. Acrobatics is a D10. Ooh, okay. Who was the problem? I think Yira's the problem. So as you jump, as you launch this the rock into the air, that would be dealing her damage. She's going to somersault in the air, and then wind currents are going to surround her. And the rock is going to change direction and fly at Yira. Yira, would you kindly take the 8 damage that was meant for Shibu?
Wait, is she an airbender?
Yep.
Oh no!
An airbending.
Airbender and Keyblocker, okay.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
You really wanted to make her a pain in the ass, didn't you?
Oh, I did. It was the only way I could think of in way for her to scream and her hair to go flying. We didn't get to see that because the big wall fight was over. But yeah.
I mean, it's also the only method of flight or pseudo flight in the setting. So
Yep. Oh, she had.
I mean, firebenders with enough fire can fly.
Shibu has a glider, unlike you.
Izzy, if that's the last thing, I'm going to use my reaction to recover my collection.
Please do. And
I'm also looking like I'm on my last legs, though. I'm not looking good.
Yeah, we probably should start making rolls to leave.
Lex, throw it at me.
Yeah, I think throw it at Nick is the correct answer here.
okay, Yira.
All right, so we now have a bunch of earth. There could be more fire shooting out of that earth and striking all of them.
Okay, all of them?
Rocks are very hot.
Yes, so Hotaru has a friend. I don't have a friend in this one.
She hasn't done anything yet.
I'm not going to hit non-combatants, but anyone who's actively attacked us.
He has not yet.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then not Yukie, because she has not attacked us yet.
Yeah. Everybody else has, in fact, attacked you guys at this point, either through a reaction or whatnot.
Sorry, and I'm not hitting Akasa. Or whichever one's redirecting to Hotaru, I'm not hitting.
Arashi, I will blue dot.
Let's see here. Roll them. Do. Like 8 to all of them and me healing 16 is actually a very good number.
Sure.
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay, so 8 to
So you're
all.
back to full health.
I am back to full health. Also, oh wait, actually, hindered by Min. Do I want to re-roll that to improve the hinder? Actually, there's many hinders going on. They can all be hindered by 1 as part of this also.
Okay. Please type that into the chat.
I'm going to make sure it was... Oh, sorry, no. I re-roll Min die, not Bending Lore die.
Whoa!
That is now 9 damage to all of them and an 8 hinder.
Okay, so the 8 hinder is a -3 to everybody, so please put that into the combat tracker chat. There are no reactions left. You are hitting everybody except for Arashi, correct?
Yep, Rashi and Yukie.
Arashi and Yuki. Actually, let me check. Does Stone Jin have a reaction that's applicable? No.
Yura, hinder, you are on fire.
Okay, important thing to note here, Yira, as you blast this fire and it goes outwards, it looks like everybody takes this damage. You are getting a blowback from Samael. Mm-hmm. It was a minus what hinder, I said?
-3 hinder.
-3 hinder, and you're dealing how much damage to them?
9.
9? Okay, you are also taking 6 damage from that then. And with that, it looks like the force field around Samael is popping.
Alright, so 16, and then I heal 18.
Yeah. Also, it looks like as you're spreading this fire, the air currents around Shibu are deflecting your bending. She is taking less damage than everybody else, as a heads up.
That's fine.
Truly shocking.
Yeah. And you said it was 9 damage to everybody?
Yep.
Okay. Math. Okay. 9. He's got so much HP.
Let one of them go before we then do share time.
No, because they're going to do all of their actions. We need to knock at least a few of them down before we let them go.
Okay, so do you want to pass to me for share time then?
Should I just do another giant AoE to see how many people go down from AoEs before our single target folks take actions?
I can do the AoE. I think, Nick, your AoE is more durable, but mine's more powerful.
So me giving someone else a turn does
right.
damage
Yeah.
to them.
Oh,
You
right,
are
yeah.
at 2 HP.
That is fair. I would be unconscious.
Heck, yes. Like, I think the answer is I pass to Rizek so he can pass to me, because
Yeah.
I can survive the HP damage and Hotaru can't.
My main question there is there anything that Han or Nara would want to do before that?
I mean, I can boost. Like, I could boost Ira.
Okay, so
How much of a boost is it? Because I'm only going to get that boost on one of my targets.
I mean, I can give you I can do the same thing I just did and give you a max die boost.
Do you have damage in red? Because I'm more concerned about knocking people out. But
I have literally no damage in red.
Okay, passing to Han first probably makes more sense.
Have damage in red. God damn it! How do you not have damage in red?
Both of my red abilities are I have one really good defensive ability, and I have one really good fuck the scene bullshit the GM is pulling ability. I have no damaging red abilities.
It's how you build. I am like a glass cannon at red.
I am the exact opposite of my last character in this system.
Fair.
I do not hurt things in red.
All right, so yeah, I'll pass to Han first then.
Okay, let's see.
That's not true, Sean. Give time is a damaging ability. It just damages your allies.
that's fair.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah, so we're gonna do Winds of Fortune again. I guess the question is, who should I hit for the attack portion of it?
That's entirely up to you. You have Angry Sword Guy, you have the Spellcaster, you have the Airbending Chi Blocker, you have the Waterbender who redirects damage to Otaru, and you have Stojin, the Dick.
Please don't kill me.
I feel like the answer is You said Samael's the one that's almost down, is he?
Yes.
I feel like I will probably be able to take out Samael by spending another boost on him. So hit
probably punch him on
Akasaka.
Okay, I'm gonna... You know what? Have either of them taken any damage yet?
Everybody has taken damage except for Yukie, who is not actually attacked anybody. She's just kind of like looking and like, what the hell?
Alright, we're gonna ignore her then. Yeah, we're gonna attack... I think we're gonna attack Akasaka because I'm a little bit too stunned by why is there an airbender to actually attack the airbender.
That's legit.
That's
legit.
That's fair. Well, very specifically, I just want to point this out because you might not have noticed this. You have a waterbender who's dressed like an airbender. You have an airbender who's dressed like a firebender. And...
An airbender dressed as an earthbender.
Really dead.
Okay, so not great.
You can use your collection.
I already used my collection.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a plus whatever a plus 5 equivalent is. I want a plus 2.
A 5 is a +2, yes.
Okay, so you get a plus 2, and that's going to be 4 damage at Akasaka.
At Akasaka. He is out of reactions. Ooh, hold on a minute.
And they're still limited to 1 reaction per turn.
I know, he has an innate that I just realized could be applicable. Do you have a penalty on you at all right now, Dan?
Nope.
Okay, never mind.
Sent it last round.
He's just taking 5 damage.
Hey.
Coin.
Yep,
I ping a coin off his forehead.
Yep. Don't forget to put a check mark next to that plus -1 hinder on everyone.
Oh.
Or did you still have that on you?
No, I already got rid of mine.
Okay.
Yep, that gets mine.
Or rather, I turned it into a bonus to use against Samael.
Yeah.
Yep. So I get a plus.
You were
No,
you're +2.
yep. Also, no. Stone Jin is totally on fire. Is he? Not your except for Stone Jin.
He's not. Oh no, he's not hindered by Hotaru.
Yeah. He's totally hindered by Yura.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yes, he totally is.
All right. I think now Rizek.
I haven't gone.
Or do we want Nara to go first?
Wait, none of the bad guys have gone.
Nope.
That's the point. We're trying to knock at least one of them down before we let them go, Kenzie.
We're
So
basically.
okay, I can hit pretty hard. Does the time thing have to? I guess does it matter when the other person went? They can just go again.
They can just go again and once they've gone.
Given...
Yeah.
Okay, so I have an ability that's make it double. That basically is when you use an ability action, you can also perform a basic action on your mid die in the same roll. So I was planning on using my fuck you ability, which is to attack using intuition, using my max and min dice, and ignoring all the penalties on this attack. Ignore any defend actions, and it can't be affected by reactions.
Oh, so that could let you kill Arashi.
It could, yeah.
I feel like me knocking Samael and damaging everyone might be more valuable, but that is a good ability to
No,
use.
I'm saying like I can hit as well. Like if
So should we let Nara go first?
Yeah, I think Nick can still like do like if my thing doesn't take him down, I think Nick can.
But you can't take... Nick's not going to hit Arashi regardless.
Yeah, because any damage he's dealt, you have a thing which lets you ignore his reaction. But if Nick hits him, he redirects it to Hotaru.
But
Okay.
would Nara be hitting hard enough that would be?
He is barely taken damage.
I really think we should go with Rizek next, and then let the villains do some
I
stuff.
AoE and then Nara cleans up if anyone's still alive.
Okay.
That works.
Well, careful about that, because the villains could get some, a chain amount of turns, because we're running out of people.
I mean, yes, we are. That we are going to run out of people. That's why I'm trying to knock at least one of them out before their chain
I
happens.
think we should save Nara as a trump for later. That's what I'm saying. We should not... Nara, Rizek, we need to, wait for Nara.
The other thing is I have my other thing is I can hit using all 3 dice, but I have to take a major twist.
That's not the point. It's we need we don't want them to chain without being able to throw a wrench in it.
I also have an ability where I can pick where the target goes. So if one of them goes, I can be like, no, this X is going next, kind of thing.
She does have she does have that as a yellow. Print that ability, Kenzie.
No, that's a green ability.
Print that ability. So if Nara attacks using that ability, she can then pick a villain, and then she picks who the villain makes. She can force the villain to then pick Rizek.
That would have been really good to know.
Sorry,
Kenzie. Did not hear.
I said that a while ago, so it makes sense that you would have forgotten. It hasn't come up, and I didn't think to say it. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that ability changes things.
Yes.
Do we want her to make Arashi go next to maybe lower his defend? So no, his defend is probably gonna knock. The problem is, I think whenever they go, Hotaru's just getting knocked out.
Probably.
No matter what.
So how do you guys want to play this?
I mean, the two biggest threats on the field right now are Yura and Hotaru. You guys have made that obvious.
Yep.
I will say that.
Yeah.
And of the two of you, it's pretty obvious Hotaru is swaying on her feet.
Yeah, Hotaru's going down during the next 5 minutes.
Almost certainly.
Unless UTA suddenly decides to help her friend instead, but I'm sort of we're in a position where they're going to sweep us with 2 full actions no matter what we do because they outnumber us. So knocking down their number is our best chance, is my thought.
I mean, do we want to have Nara do that then and just pick someone to get them out of the way and then throw it to Rizek?
I also liked Nara's either like make an attack that ignores all defense or do the giant major twist fuck you at someone.
So can we afford to take a major twist when we're at the very end of the combat tracker?
I mean, listen. If she doesn't do it, then I, once again, as Kenzie keeps copying my characters, would do it myself.
I actually say this is exactly the time where we might need a major twist to get us out of this.
Fair enough.
That's true. Izzy could have a heart and make the major twist, beneficial in some way.
No, the twists are meant to make things interesting, not easy for you, but interesting.
Yeah.
Major twist, the train shows up.
The max plus mid plus
Thomas just flies off the cliff and lands in the center of the town.
I'm silently calling to fucking Thomas, save me, Thomas, help me, and he just flies out of nowhere on everything.
max mid plus min that Kenzie can do is probably the single hardest hit that any of us, which is why I'm thinking, like, if I knock out Samael on my turn, that knocks down one of them. She might be able to take someone else out with that then and there.
Guys, I need a decision.
Should I go? Should Kenzie go? Or should one of them go?
I feel like you, me, Kenzie, where Kenzie gets to do something huge.
Okay, I am going.
Go for it.
Oh, Rizik. Whoa.
Okay.
Look at all the shit that Rizik just
At the start
did. Look at that.
I have inherits in red, so at the start of turn you may change any penalty into a bonus. So, who still has -1s on them?
I think I do, because everyone got one, right?
Okay, I'm going to look at the chains, think back to the conversations that had with Arashi in the previous thing, and then, like, get out a tuning fork, whack my chain a few times, and then suddenly the chain on Nara breaks and can be used to propel her forward, meaning it turns into a positive for her.
Yeah. You have a chain whip now, Kenzie. Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
I'm just going to eat the -1 penalty on mine. I am then going to use Don't Worry, I Have a Plan for This on Yara, which is going to be basically taking out a small, like, needle, like, somewhat glove that has, like, a shocker and a needle on it, and it's just like, I've been trying to extend into bio a little bit, going to hit Yara with that, which is then going to basically give her a jolt and let her and reinvigorate her. So let me roll that now.
Yep. Lightning calculator and tech, please.
Yep. So that is a 2 for you lose 2 health. You get 9, which I'm assuming the -1 is going to be penalizing that. 8 for your boost.
A +3. Yep.
So that is a +3 to your next action. You take the next turn, and then because of crunch time, I'm going to use my mid die, and I am going to try. Could I use that for an overcome to grab the Minju jar?
Ooh.
Because of just like also use a cable that I have to just try and lasso that and pull it.
Okay. I'm going to allow that, but Sean, it's a minor twist. So you got...
I'll accept that.
Okay. You got a jar.
Oh.
Is it the jar? Shit. Is it the right jar or is it a jar?
You don't know which is the right jar. There are several blue jars in there with blue things in them.
I'm going to raise it up to Nara after I did it, of just like, is this the right one? And yeah, pass to Yara.
To answer, I'm going to just tell you this for free, Nara. It doesn't look like a shape of Minghua. It looks like a will-o-wisp in there. You have no idea if that's the right one or not.
Break it! All of them!
Just get all of them!
Any of them! Just fuck them up! Break them! They don't deserve to have these!
Okay, well, we're going to Yara now.
Okay,
So,
Yura's turn.
Yura normally spins around and calls giant waves of fire around. However, all of her enemies are currently on fire. So instead, it's spin hands up, hands down as the flames burn hotter and like streak around their bodies in incredibly painful and annoying ways. I'm gonna spend some of my background boosts on this too to make sure that Samael goes down. So I'm hitting him with that, and that. I'll spend these two.
Okay.
Fire, bending lore, red.
Well, Nick does that. I feel like this is where we're heading with the jar situation.
944.
I'm just going to mark this one as used because
It's a worthwhile time to spend my collection and declare that 4 is actually a 10.
Okay. So just
going out is 13 damage at Samael.
okay.
No, 10 damage at Arashi, 9 damage at the rest of them with a 4 hinder.
Okay. 10 damage at the rest of them. You said
10 is going to, or sorry, Arashi. 10 going towards Akasaka.
10 to Akasaka. Hold on. Akasaka takes 10.
Yep.
Okay, Yukie is actually going to use her reaction and, like, throw out a ribbon whip, and it's going to catch the fire and, like, spin around and then dissipate from Akasaka.
Interesting.
Hold on. Yukie, let me just roll this. Status die. Hold on. Okay. What is that? That is a 4. Okay. Yukie has boosted herself by absorbing that fire. Yukie has boosted herself by +2. And it looks like the damage on Akasaka was reduced. Still took some.
And he's still hindered.
Yes. And 10 damage to everyone else. Shibu.
With an extra +3 towards Samael, who's out. Yay.
Yeah. Shibu takes less damage than everyone else because of the wind currents around her. You are not dealing damage to Arashi, correct?
No, I'm not knocking out Hotaru as part of my attack.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, very clearly, Yukie's eyes met Hotaru's and looked at, as this fire just spewed everywhere, and she looked at her boss and was just like, fuck it, and then went over to defend her other ally. But, like, very confused and bewildered as to what the fuck is going on look on her face.
I mean, you guys attacked first.
If she looked at you at all, you're just like, interesting. I don't suppose you're willing to listen to the fact that the moon told us this was not a problem. At Yukie.
Why are we fighting over the fucking moon?
That's a very good question.
It's a good quote. Someone quote that.
Who are you passing to? Yura?
Passing it to Nara.
Okay, Nara, it's your turn.
Big gamble time.
Okay, who the fuck am I shooting at?
Okay.
That's an excellent question.
Okay.
I guess him, because he has he can redirect shit, and that's no good.
He's anything that attacks him is redirecting to Hotaru. Hotaru is at 2 HP.
Yeah.
I think it's a question of, do you want your hurt him or do you want to do your big boom?
I mean, my big boom is not, all that different. So, here's the thing. I have an innate ability, so this kicks in. I'm inherent. So I can do that. So something is getting my mid die for my stuff, because I'm definitely using one of my abilities.
Well, here's the thing. You can also stack that you can also do a mid-die attack onto a person you're attacking with one of those, so it's, an additional mid-die worth of damage to a single person.
Or she can steal more jars.
Or I can just,
Or you can or you can attempt to steal more
or I
jars.
could do my major twist.
Yeah, well, if you do the major twist, who are you hitting?
The redirect guy. That guy.
No!
But no, he would redirect Jotaro.
Your ignore reactions and defense is the one you want to hit him with.
Oh, okay, so I want to use that one to hit him.
If you're hitting him, I will tell you, out of everybody there, he looks like one of the healthiest.
So maybe try to knock down Stone Jin.
Or Akasaka or Shibu.
Akasaka does look like he was defended because he looked like he was very much in pain.
Might be good.
Look at Akasaka.
Yeah, I feel like Akasaka's the one to take out.
Okay, so
He is their self-stated. Actually, no, I guess Stone Jin's their leader, but
Yeah.
probably shouldn't use the major twist one, and should probably just do max min and then the mid thing.
It's up to you. They have no reactions left.
Yeah, I'm all for the major twist one.
Let's see how poorly this major twist goes.
Sure, fuck it.
You're angry.
So I'm pissed. Okay, so major twist. I'm using creativity, which is a D12.
You also have a +1 for this.
And I have a +1. And what's the last thing I'm using? What's the first thing? I have illusion, suggestions, agility, intuition, or untrained power.
It has to be creativity and...
Creativity is a quality, so I need a power.
Yep. Describe what you're doing. Are you running up and punching him? Are you...
So, I'm getting Asasaka, right?
Akasaka, yeah.
Yeah. I am pissed. So...
Be right back, bio.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna run up and try to kick him in the nuts.
Agility.
That's what your red most damage move looks like.
I'm gonna kick him in the nuts! Smack!
You don't underestimate nut shots.
Because I have the equivalent. I also have this ability, and I love the comparison here of how mine is like lava erupting from the earth, and yours is just equivalent damage. Kick him in the nuts.
You're telling me that a dude getting kicked in the nuts is not gonna go down hard?
Kenzie's nut shot is the nut shot that will pierce the heavens.
I mean...
My thing is literally, here's Bazu. The way I was imagining this happening is basically Bazu would take over, like, fucking, Karuma, or the Ninetales in fucking Naruto and do some cool shit.
Then tell me he does that!
Okay, he does that.
Oh,
fine.
Okay, cool. Roll suggestion and creativity.
Demonic nut shot.
Demonic nut shot. Kenzie Nara runs across the screen, red energy trailing behind her, as she's just like, her fingernails turn into claws. She grows fangs, and they're just like, oh my gosh, it's a demon child! As she nut shots him.
This truly has become
Naruto.
Naruto.
That's what?
This truly has become Naruto, guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I have my mid thing, so
Okay,
it's innate, so I still get that too. So
Hold on a second. That's 15,
Lot of damage.
19 damage to him.
No, it's 20 because she had a +1.
yeah.
20 well, she can choose to use...
If she doubles
Yeah.
up on the attack, it's 27 damage to him.
So here's the thing. He's going down from the initial strike, which means you can put that +1 onto your mid die if you want,
I want to do that.
+1
Okay.
on the mid die.
and you can put
Steal more jars.
and you can stick it on some. You can do it. Well, yeah, you can do something else as a result of that.
Who has the jars?
Samael.
Who's down?
Who's down?
You could have grabbed him while you were running past.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to have grabbed some jars and just smash the fuck out of the jars.
Just grab the. Wait, what?
You're smashing them.
Jars.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I feel like this is the major twist.
I'm trying to release Mingla's spirit.
This feels like the major twist.
Oh my god.
Stupid child is still a stupid child.
Oh shit.
I feel like.
Oh
I feel
sh.
like my
Oh. Oh sh. Oh sh.
Hey,
Oh,
Totally derailed this whole game. I'm so sorry.
I was okay. Fuck it. I was saving these for later, but you broke all the jars.
All right. Who wants to DM Lore and let him know his character's dead?
Did we just make a town?
Oh,
Sorry.
where the
Did we just make a town?
okay? Where the fuck? Where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is it?
Don't apologize. This is amazing.
It's so good.
Okay.
You
I'm
completely
breaking
broke
the game. We're supposed to have more shit to do.
Oh, okay. So here's
I
what's.
don't think Izzy ever expects anything I do in a game. I'm just.
I was expecting the first fight to be over and you guys were going to be on your fucking merry way. Instead, you're fighting these guys, and you've knocked 2 of them out in 2 rounds.
We were talking, and then Stone Jin attacked, and we were trying to get Mimo's soul back,
Okay.
because we weren't 100% what it was, because we don't have the player to tell us, guys, I'm not 100% screwed over, I just have energy drained.
Izzy, you started this fight. You have no one to blame but yourself.
You did start this fight, Izzy.
Yeah, you could have tried to talk
okay,
our way out of it.
okay.
No, Kenzie started.
Kenzie started this fight. Don't you even lie to me. Okay, so
I mean, Stone Jin's the one who chose to attack a small child.
I
okay,
don't know what I'm talking about.
okay. So
What's my major twist?
here is your major twist. As you are running across the ground, your nails become, raked and long. Your teeth become fang-like. Your hair, for some reason, grows 5 sizes this day as you go Super Saiyan Red.
Super Saiyan.
As, your cheeks, get those, fox-like whiskers and as red energy streaks behind you. You throw your arms off to the sides and do a ninja sprint over to Akasaka, and as you do so, one of your arms has an ethereal red claw shoot out towards Samael's bag, and rather than grabbing one of it just open palm smashes the entire bag, and there's just this purple and black ichor and ooze that starts to coalesce and swirl, and no one's paying attention to that because you nail Akasaka in the nuts that he's singing soprano. And then as you're like, oh, that felt good, you turn around and look, and that black ichor with all those, will-o-wisps and whatnot, they're trying to escape, but there's this black stuff that's just
fan art for this.
there's just is there fan art for this?
Fucking Himawari is the fox cloak thing? Hell yeah, there is.
What the fuck is all this?
Me, the bully. I love it. Thank you, X.
Yep.
He's not a bully. Is Akasaka a bully villain? No, he's a predator.
Sounds like a bully to me.
So, as all this swirls out, you see, a bunch of what looks like spirit individuals, small little white things trying to, swim out towards freedom. You see, a person trying to, reach out towards the sky. It looks kind of like Jinwei. You see what looks like Minghua's spirit reaching up and kind of growling, but it's, being grabbed by these purplish tentacles, and it's being pulled in, and it's all condensing together, and then suddenly it starts to take shape and solidify, and what you guys see standing over Samael, over the bag, is this creature.
Ooh, what the fuck? No. That's bad.
I'm not sure you should have done that.
That's a Korra reference. That's a bad Korra reference.
And as it looks around at all of you guys, it just rears back, and then it lets out a scream growing 3 times the size.
Jesus.
So I'm going to assume I grabbed the correct jar.
No, Minghua's jar was coalesced in there.
You did not grab the correct jar.
You did not grab the correct jar, sir.
No! God damn it!
Wait, now we have to deal with this trauma.
No, now we're leaving. Fuck it. Grab Minghua, we're leaving.
To be fair, you had a major twist with a minor twist because of where that overcome ended up. you had a double twist.
Hell yeah.
This thing is going to turn around and jump and start smashing a building.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we need to deal with that.
It's time to
You're
go.
over at Stone Jin and say, I think there's a bigger problem in us fighting right now that we should go deal with instead.
No, this is completely your fault. You stay out of this. My team will handle it.
I mean, you're the ones who started it.
Can we just leave?
Yeah, let's get the fuck
Yeah,
out.
no, they're all swarming. Like, Yukie is like cradling Akasaka, because for those of you who were in that game should remember, they were husband. They
I
were
created a distraction so that we can leave.
They were-
Let's fucking go.
Yeah. As you're running off, Yukie is just gonna kind of like glance back at you, Hotaru, with just kind of like a sad but look in her eyes and slight anger as she clicks her two gauntlets together and a spark erupts, and from that flames coat her ribbons as she starts doing the same kind of dance moves, but now with an on fire ribbon.
Alright,
Yours
so who's
not
grabbing
listening to
Mingwa?
Stone Jin about that.
Who can lift Mingwa?
I-
Sorry, say that again, Nick.
I'm not listening to Stone Jin about that. Yuri is going to go help stop this thing.
Yeah, I think there's a few of us who, when this happens, are not willing to then run away.
I definitely am willing to run away right now.
Dad, let's go. Let's get
It
Danny
makes
and
some
leave.
of our party to run away and some of our party to not run away in this moment.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
I literally. Are we out of like combat tracker effectively? Is he?
You are still in combat tracker.
Then we got to obey the combat tracker.
Yeah. Yeah, so all of them that are still in there are going to chase after this thing and start dealing it damage. I'm not going to do the major rolls for this.
Yeah.
This thing has too much HP. It's not going down in one round.
Yeah. Alright.
So it's final tracker of red, and this thing has leaped away far enough, and it has leveled a few buildings in this seemingly pristine, untouched town.
Sucks to be them.
you're not really helping your case at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm still glowing fox cloak, so you know what? Fuck off.
Izzy, since you have control, will you pass to me?
Sure.
So who? I'm getting out of here. Who is coming with me?
Yo,
Okay, Kenzie, I'm taking Mingwa.
that's what I want to hear.
Han, are
Dad?
you coming?
God, I'm always the one who gets torn in these. Alright, because I'm half like protect the small stupid child, and I'm half like I at least have some knowledge of spirits.
Do you really?
Airbender.
And you didn't fucking notice that I had a spirit in me?
Nope, I was bad
Bad-
at the spiritual side of Airbender.
Bad airbender, but airbender.
Just realized he was an airbender,
explicitly
Kenzie.
a terrible
That's true.
student at the academy.
So
Clearly.
who's coming with me?
Yo, they were trying to fucking rip my spirit out of me, so fuck them.
Yeah, but like the town itself doesn't necessarily need to suffer for that.
The town was
Oh.
drinking the fucking Kool-Aid of
Actually,
these people.
I'm taking Rizik with me unless he resists. 'Cause I have
I'll
an idea.
resist because I do want to help with this.
No, we're getting the train.
What, ram it? What the fuck is your plan? Like, how do you want to do that?
I wanna
Okay.
get to-
Izzy, how well does ramming it with the train work? I know I didn't
No,
take
you gotta
that.
hurt Thomas!
I know I didn't take that stupid, useless red ability.
Does the train have cannons? I think is the better question.
Doesn't it, though?
The train-
No,
Oh,
it
no,
doesn't.
okay.
There's areas where, like, theoretically those could go that people
Okay,
have
you know
bended
what?
from.
I'm not going to give people a choice here for roleplay reasons. I'm going to try to overcome and drag you all with me.
All of them?
You guys.
Earthbender. Yura and
Lex,
Rizik.
if you start doing that, you're just going to look at you and say, Hotaru, I am helping with this. I will knock you out if you try.
I'm still going to do it.
Okay, I'm going to
You
knock
get
you
2
out.
HP.
It is
knocked
it is
out.
my turn right now.
Fair
I'll
enough.
pass it to you afterwards. So I'm going to roll Principle of Self-Preservation.
Hey.
Sure.
That is a principle.
That is reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a new round, so I'm going to use my collection and turn that 1 into a 10.
Okay, you succeed. So
I am just like pulling the loose ground and kind of rolling it into like a ramp, which I like slide us all onto, and I just like whip us around once, twice, and just shoot us out of town on like this rapid spinning disc.
So, if we don't want to leave, because what do we roll?
it would be another overcome, just kind of like having yourselves jump off or trying to do something to redirect.
I am basically going to be like ferally standing over Ming-Hua, trying to protect Ming-Hua and get them the fuck away from here.
I am going to
do that?
pass. No, are you reacting? Okay.
Am I allowed to use this reaction to try and jump off, or would that just be regular overcome?
It would be a regular overcome because this is not being attacked. You'd have to wait for your turn.
Okay.
I'm actually going to pass to Han.
Okay.
I haven't made a decision yet.
Why I'm passing to you.
So you have less time.
I just like kind of scream at you guys. Forget it. We are not going to fight that thing. Ming-Hua's down. Yeah, we have to leave. I'm not going to let you all die. And
Protect the family, father.
Izzy.
Yes.
And I use this with, I guess, like, insight and something to try to, like, do something to the spirit as we're getting flung out to try to calm it. Because I have some spirit knowledge.
Combat meditation attack overcome.
As an overcome.
I will allow it. This is not the thing. This is not something that can be overcome in one round or with
I know,
one
but
overcome.
I'm trying to help the situation so that the group will stop fighting and we can leave.
Sure, you can do that. I will allow it.
We are the most, companionable companions.
you kidding? This is great. It's drama.
So much drama. And I cause so much of it. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Oh my god.
Can I use Principle of Freedom since we're using this as a means of escape?
Okay, so principle is an action, so you would either have to use your principle or
that's
this.
right. Okay, never mind. We're using, and this
is better anyways.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
It's too bad that fucking Dave's not listening in on this, so he can tell Lore how I'm fucking everything up.
So that is a 12 to overcome and no minor twist because I didn't roll doubles.
Yep, completely succeeds beyond wildest dreams, I believe, is the 12 threshold. Yep. So you get 2 successes for the overcomes to try to calm this thing.
God damn.
Look, that's about as much as we can do. We're not going to be able to calm. We can't safely calm a spirit. That's about as much as we can do. We need to go.
Who are you passing
I'm
to?
kind of in feral mode.
Honestly, I don't
so.
want Nara to see any more of this.
I'm in like almost feral mode. Like I'm kind of like losing it right now.
I feel if you. I'm wondering if you knock me out, how well that's gonna go, guys. With
I am
Nara,
gonna
where
pass
she
this
is.
to Yura to see if we'll see if what I said and did actually made a difference.
Shouldn't Hotar? Yeah. There you go.
You're just going to look at Han and Hotar and just be like, I'm not going to stand by and watch this happen again.
Again, what the?
And jump off the disc.
Well, I can't do much about that.
Yep. Make me.
I am firebending jumping back to do that to try and help.
Sure. Roll it.
Principle of fire.
Yeah. It's
The
fine.
way I'm doing this, I don't think I can particularly stop you.
Yeah.
Alright, so,
Oof.
first off,
Okay.
second off, I'm not allowed to roll ones. Let's re-roll all of those.
Those are much better.
And then re-roll men. See, that's a 9.
Oh, it's a really good ability.
Okay, so yeah, you light your feet and your hands on fire and are flying away. And there are some people are looking up like, oh crap. You hear you hear a couple of comments from people in the town, like as they're scurrying into town. It's like, that must be a firebending master. Blah blah blah. They're not scared of you because they have firebending natives in the town, but like, you know, can see respect kind of thing. Like people know how hard that is.
Great, especially because she's following you, is blasting lightning at that spirit and doing whatever she can to help this town.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say you are going to be with this group.
I am gone at this point.
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
And that leaves Rizik and Nara. I'm assuming you guys are okay with going back to the tank train.
I'm pretty sure the tank train is then getting ready and leaving, and Rizik is kind of. Rizik's trauma is related to the not my problem philosophy and dragging into propaganda. So Rizik's staying behind as well.
You're staying behind as well?
Yep.
Okay. Are you jumping off the disc, or are you, once you land, are you just waiting, trying to head back into town?
I think I'm jumping off the disc.
Because I'm not.
It will be. Yeah, and it will be the thing of like, bring Thomas around. We'll catch up later, and he is going to jump off the desk. Do I have to roll an overcome for that? Or?
You do. I'm going to say prototype weapons plus inventions.
Okay, and we're red, and I can't really use one of my principles for this, or can I use principle of gearhead because grappling hook?
Yeah, I was going to say you freaking have a makeshift parachute or a hang glider or something, but a grappling hook works. Oh!
Shoot.
Okay.
I guess can I succeed with a minor twist, or am I not even at that?
No, it's a 4. You have to succeed with a minor twist.
Okay.
So, you said grappling hook, sir?
Yep, which I think is going to snap. I do have the innate ability still, so I can use the +2 for a, I guess, minor boost action of... Oh no, I'll just set up a tool. I will have, as I fell, I will have actually pulled out tools from my tool belt at the moment, and I'll use those for boost for next action or as part of the overcome at wrangling them.
Are you taking damage?
Yeah, he's taking...
You guys have no self-preservation.
You're taking 2 damage as you swing into like something.
Good. Izzy, reaction, tectonic shift. No, you don't. You're getting back on this disc.
Okay, so Sean, what happens?
Can I actually reaction if I'm taking damage to to the lightning calculator to dodge instead?
What the fuck is going on?
Reaction.
When you were attacked.
Stupidest PC fight I've ever seen.
When you are attacked first roll, your single lightning... Okay, okay, so you can't use that because you're not being attacked, because this would be part of your twist. When a nearby ally would... Tectonic shift does work because of that. Oh, fuck this! Okay, so you're swinging, you're like, oh shit, I'm about to get hit by that pillar, and then just like a freaking mallet from the earth rises up and smacks you back onto the disc. Oh my god, what is going on?
Really? That is going to be the response to that? I don't have an option, I'm pretty sure, than to just...
Yeah, no, it's so stupid.
Sorry, Sean, I'm playing character here.
Yeah, which might mean that the train is... The problem with this is that this might mean that the train definitely is going back towards town after we meet up with the train.
I mean, you're in control of the train because it's your power. So
yeah, which means that the train is going to head to the direction of town because we need to support.
That'll make some fun role play.
Yeah,
probably next session.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna say, Nara, are you just waiting to get into Thomas at this point? Kenzie?
I mean, I assume we don't reach Thomas till next turn, right?
Yeah. Nothing's coming towards Mingwa, right?
No, you guys are safely in the air, going towards the field where Thomas was parked.
And that's fine. I'm happy with that.
Out of town on a giant earth frisbee that is sliding across the ground.
I'm happy with that. You know what?
I regret using my collection earlier because it turned out not to have mattered at all when I used it.
I was just waiting to see if your twist dealt damage so I could get you back on this disc.
Fucking hell.
Are we going to have to do a separate session, a mini session next week?
Okay, so
Wait, can I do cry for help as a reaction since I'm changing my personal zones? Since
you're
I'm moving.
No, your personal zones are only when your HP triggers. Not that doesn't count the environmental
Oh,
zones.
okay, that's what you mean by personal zones.
Yep.
I see.
It's a really weird sort of situational ability.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Then I'm fine. I'm happy. It's whatever.
Okay, so with
I'm
that,
near nobody. I'm moving away from the chaos I created. I'm happy.
okay, so with that, I am going to say we will pick it up in 2 weeks. We are not going to be here next week,
Oh, thank God.
but you guys are going to be returning to this chaos. I will tell you this now. This fight, because you guys have hit out in the tracker, this spirit demon is going to be wreaking havoc. Yira, you and the White Lotus are not going to be able to contain it because, ironically, the heaviest hitter and the person who freaking puts up barriers and does crowd control are KO'd. This thing is going to do damage, and as you guys start burning it and doing stuff, it's going to use those massive goat gorilla-like arms and, launch itself, do a Hulk jump out of this village.
We turned Ming-Hua into the main villain.
You turned part of Ming-Hua into a villain.
Uh-oh.
But it is a correlation of Ming-Hua, Wei Jin, and a few other things, and considering what all that means that you don't know about yet, this is a problem. This is a very big problem.
To be fair, we still have one bottle not broken.
Yes, you do.
Which is with us because I dragged Rizzik with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will deal with that next time, but this, I believe, is where we are cutting for the night.
That sounds like a good idea.
Man,
Izzy, do you like my chaos? Am I a good chaos engine yet?
Oh, God.
Did I do?
I had another map prepped, and I'm like, okay, I'll do this tonight. I was not expecting this to.
Don't underestimate me.
Man,
Yes,
I think
when you
I
made
think
the
that-
twist,
Successfully Izzy'd Izzy. Congratulations.
I think the next couple of sessions might involve some interpersonal conflict and drama now.
good.
Yep.
Little bit.
I gotta say, Kenzie, when you made your twist, you made your twist.
Yeah, she did.
They said I could be anything, so I became a rocket.
That was when Nick did his thing.
Don't underestimate the child in the group when they are upset and having a tantrum.
All right, so first question, of course, is what are we calling this session, everybody?
Nara did it.
Oh.
Nara did it might be the appropriate.
Yeah, I think Nara did it.
No!
And congratulations, you guys got 4 hero points this session. Please spend those accordingly, and now kindly answer the questions. And oh dear God, I have no notes for this session.
What do you mean, no notes?
So I am going to have to go back and listen to everything to try to parse out important points and how these are going to tie in later. Because dear God,
Sorry.
all my notes for this session did not come up because Laura was not here. Oh no, I take that back. The ritualistic tearing the ethereal Ming-Hua out of Ming-Hua I did have written up.
This is what happens when I don't have a babysitter.
Someone please quote that.
You took away my babysitter.
Look at me. I'm the babysitter now.
Dad, you trusted your babysitter and they failed. How do you feel? God.
Dad needs a drink. Or 8.
Kid needs a. Oh shit. That's not what I meant to do.
I'm gonna @Ming-Hua this.
Oh my God, Laura's gonna have to listen to this chaos that I created without them. Oh, I feel bad. As soon as Laura was like, I can't be here today, I was like, shit. Oh no, that's not gonna go well.
So, Hotaru, what did you learn?
I learned that when push comes to shove, I am not as brave as I thought I could be.
What do you want to know more about?
What spirit is in that final bottle?
That is a good question. And where do you think this is going?
Oh, Yura's gonna be pissed at me.
I don't even think that's a question. Yura, are you going to be pissed at Hotaru?
Oh, absolutely.
There you go. Question answered. I'm going to skip Nara because I see nothing there. Rizik, what did you learn?
We are never going to be able to convince people we are not a problem and have any allies or ever have any allies outside of Franco.
Oh my god. What? What do you want to know more about?
I was really tired, and then we broke Izzy, and now I have energy.
How to stop a giant evil spirit.
Yeah, I don't actually have I don't have an answer for that one either. Where do you think this is going?
A lot of drama in between party members. A lot.
Yep. Yura, what did you learn?
The White Lotus really seems like they might be wrong. Yura no longer thinks that entirely, but also thinks they are using methods that are probably far too dangerous for what they're trying to do given what just happened.
It was perfectly fine until the demon child broke it.
Don't you dare!
I dare!
Yeah, trusting the moon is one of the things that is currently in question.
Yeah. What do you want to know more
Are
about?
we the baddies?
What do you want to know more about?
Baddies.
All of this weird spirit magic. What spirit do we have in a jar? How do we stop the demon?
Those are all excellent questions. They will find out eventually. Where do you think this is going?
Massive PC on drama and yelling. Also, we're going to track this demon down.
Wait, why is there gonna be PC on PC drama? Who's gonna be yelling?
I'm pretty sure Hotaru and Yura, at the very least, are yelling at each other.
Literally everyone.
Literally everyone.
Oh
no
no,
one's
Nara
gonna
is
yell
gonna
at
get...
me.
No, Nara's getting reamed for this.
No!
The breaking up all
You're
the...
more mad at Nara or
Yura's gonna
Hotaru?
yell at Nara.
Oh, absolutely
I
Han's
more
gonna
mad
just
at
yell
Nara.
wanted, I wanted Ming-Hua's jar, okay?
Absolutely more mad at Nara.
No! Why? I did nothing wrong. I murdered somebody for you.
Nara did it.
Nara did it. Speaking of which,
Rizik is a mix between Nara and Hotaru because Nara, Nara, at least in some level, Rizik understands, doesn't really know better, but like the
Child.
don't just shatter everything you don't understand, that's going to be problems.
Okay, well, I didn't mean to, but I was running, and I just meant to grab, like, the one, and I just hit all of them, and then I ran to go do the other thing, so, you know.
So,
We need to encourage Laura to
The
what
mad at Nara is actually only partially about the bottles.
What? Anyway, let's continue answering questions. We
Yeah.
can do this next game.
Nara, what did you learn?
I should never be left unattended and should learn when to reveal information better.
Yes, you should. What do you want to know more about?
The White Lotus and Ming-Hua, okay?
You'll have to ask Minhwa next session.
Yeah.
And where do you think this is going?
I think someone's going to yell at me, and I'm going to be very sad.
I don't think anybody is going to care that if you are sad.
But I am going to cry.
Han will care.
Yay, thank you, Dad.
Han will begrudgingly care.
Dad, you should take better care of me and your demon child.
I mean, I'm also more inclined to take your side.
Yay, thank you. I was
And
just
this
trying
is
to
why
protect
everyone is
Ming-Hua.
yelling at everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to protect Ming-Hua and the spirits, because that's not cool. Spirits are great. Spirits are our friends.
The moon is going to have thoughts on this.
We gotta hear Han.
Yeah, Han, what did you learn?
The White Lotus is a problem.
Are
Very
they
large problem.
Are they really though?
They're
Like-
not the only problem, but they are a problem.
Fair. What do you want to know more
They're gonna
about?
be a way more bigger problem now.
Are we the baddies?
Whoops.
And where do you think this is going?
Capital D drama with jazz hands.
But Dan, we don't have those nice little skulls on our hats. We're fine. We're not the baddies. I know exactly what that is referencing.
God damn it, you're right. Okay, no, we're fine. We did nothing wrong this session then.
We don't have skulls. And we didn't rip a spirit out of somebody! Like an asshole.
Oh my.
Which is fine, but like, we also
You want...
summoned a giant evil demon spirit,
And
by
you
letting
know-
all of that happen,
and
and
you
then
know-
left.
You know what? You know what? That sounds like a them problem, so let's get the fuck out of here.
Now, we can, to be fair, it's not entirely our fault because we weren't the ones carrying around jars of pissed off spirits.
Thanks, Dad.
But-
There you go.
But it is, but yeah.
I'm gonna stick with the first part.
Just gonna be like, these jars were unbreakable until
Till a small child touched them.
until a demon charged child touched them. Oh my.
I'm not demon charged!
Yeah, we're going to have a really hard time convincing anyone that going forward.
Han, you were going to have to explain a lot of things about this spirit to Han.
I'm gonna say, you're gonna have a hard time convincing party members of that.
Han is going to be full disappointed dad mode until you explain what's going on with the spirit.
You didn't ask. I can't imagine.
I like that she's so angry that she can't even like register on the
I
microphone.
know.
Right?
This is so. Oh my god. Oh.
I kept telling you about my imaginary friend. You're a shitty dad for not asking more questions.
You're literally an 8-year-old child!
Oh my god.
I probably had an imaginary friend when I was 8 years old.
His name was Aang.
Aang was real.
Yes, of course.
Oh my! Imagine if that was the one fucking twist to canon was that Aang was my imaginary friend.
And Dan's the actual
And
goddamn
it's the
avatar.
avatar.
Not
would
even on
be
the avatar,
hilarious.
just
That
that
would be
Aang is
so
completely
funny.
made up.
I just want Lore to come in and just see this spirit demon and then just be like, what the fuck happened?
I feel like if there's one episode Laura needs to listen to, it's probably this one.
I feel like
no,
an
no,
important
no.
part of lore coming in
We
is
have
we
to
should move ourselves to the relevant locations at the end of session.
What we have to do, we have to explicitly ban Lore from listening to this session. Izzy gives a recap right up until Minghua got knocked out, and that's it.
That's a much better idea.
Yes, I approve.
All you get, just until.
I mean, Lore already has that recap because I contacted him before session saying, "Hey, is it cool if this happens?" And he was like, "Yeah,
Oh,
sure,
better.
okay."
You
So
need to deliberately deny him the session then.
Yes.
So we
Don't-
can
just
have
don't
his
let him listen to the session.
well, no, because I'm like Lore, like you're probably gonna get the shit kicked out of you by Shibu, one-on-one, unless Nara like is really like pulling heavy, which I don't think Nara was going to do early on.
Not early on, God no, I can't
yeah.
do heavy.
Yeah, so like you weren't beating him, and then they had Akasaka was going to be showing up, and between the two of them, you guys were done.
When
So
I
I'm just
the airbender looking dude, I was like, I need to go get reinforcements. And then you did the thing, and nope. There was absolutely no way that I wasn't losing my shit.
this. Oh my god, I can't.
Izzy, why do you underestimate me? I wanted to be the chaos character for once, and I wanted to be.
What do you mean for once? That's like me saying I want to be an amnesiac child character with a split personality and a hidden background. That's like the bar.
Well, Kenzie, here's the thing: is that Izzy decided to pull a bunch of characters in from the old Ninjas game, but so far he didn't pull a Hitu in.
It's
I don't know
true.
what that
Except
means.
you are the Hitu.
I don't know what that means.
He is the
It
Hitu.
means that you're perfectly on the brand that you need to be.
Dan, you take that back right now. Go listen to last session because I did pull Hitu in.
Yeah, I thought.
So this won't come up now because the White Lotus is pissed off at you, but they've been... Actually, you will get this from Bazu next session.
Yay!
But yeah, slight spoiler, they've been chasing down this group of wolves that are being led by some kind of demon that keep howling at the moon, and Bazu's like, yeah, that's why she's pissed at me. I convinced him to howl at her all the time.
Well, this is cool. Well, that's more the Jagon Wolf. This is more Hitu.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself for throwing Izzy such a wrench that we just completely threw everything out.
Oh, this isn't a wrench. I will be able to... I can work this in, no problem. This is gonna suck for you guys. Because I know what...
It's just gonna give us a lot of interpersonal talking.
Yeah, no, it's gonna give you that stuff, but I also know what this thing is now comprised of. Because I know what was in that bag. And trust me.
How many jars did I break? I'm curious. I don't actually know.
At least 24.
Damn.
And the ones that I listed off are very telling. So go back and listen to those, because there's some hints in there as to what's coming. Because this thing is very nasty because of what was in those jars.
Okay.
That's all I'm telling you guys. Like, you guys have, in fact, laid the foundation for your own destruction right now.
When do we ever not?
It's true.
as it
Here's
should
the
be.
question. Does it make the story more interesting?
Oh, it totally does. It's just like... I wasn't
Is this like in Pokemon where I was just like murder the Rattata?
This is worse, Kenzie. This is far worse.
Kenzie, this is the equivalent of catching a Giratina, walking into a daycare center, releasing the Giratina, and saying, have fun, and walking away and never coming back.
You're releasing the Dialga. This is what that is.
No.
Yeah.
Except the Dialga we stuck around and dealt with. This would be if we released the Dialga and then ran.
We need to heal. We don't have time.
I don't know, Izzy, what happens if I pass by 22 on my bluff check versus the Justicar this time?
Good question. We'll find out next week.
I hope you're all proud of me for causing
I'm pretty sure if you help the White Lotus, they're going to be, you know what, you're not half bad. Just return the demon child to us so we can purge her, and then we can go about trying to, fix all the damage that she's done.
So if you guys stay, you're going to be offered the question of, do you give up this child that's been in your party? Oh boy.
Does Yira get to become party arch
Here's
enemy?
the problem, Kenzie. That's not the question that's being asked in Yura's mind right now. It's, do we kick out her imaginary friend?
How dare you?
That's a good point.
How dare you?
No. I'm not saying Han agrees with that. I'm saying that actually could be an argument some people would make.
Yep.
How dare you?
And it would actually.
I'm a package deal.
You get another rebuild if that's the case, Kenzie.
No.
Yeah, like the thing is,
If I rebuild and I don't have Bazu, I'm just gonna be hucking fucking cabbages at people.
Oh, no. If you get a rebuild, I'm just gonna be like, fuck it. Nara, finds her dad and keeps going, and Bazu is now built into the train.
Oh, shit, so I just become the train.
You become Thomas's roommate.
So, how many people is Yira gonna fight next game?
yeah, this
We'll
is
find
going
out.
to be a problem next game.
Yeah, like I said, there is definitely drama coming out of this session for... This is the one that Yura's not mad at the party.
Oh, actually, as we close the curtain on this session, I will just say, all of you that are flying towards the train, you look off in the distance to see this giant monster, smashing through rooftops and buildings, and then, you see, waves of stone crashing into the side of it. You see, giant pumps of water also spraying it and trying to make a golden circle around it, but just gets dissipated immediately with a swing of its arms. And then you see Yira coming in and blasting a copious amount of fire into the thing, trying to contain it. And then In a blinding flash, you all can't see anything as fireworks start shooting up out of the alleyway where the thing was destroying.
Yeah! Set off the fireworks!
And that,
Fucking fireworks.
and in the
My fireworks!
and in the blinding light of the fireworks, the creature vanishes.
Ooh. Spooky. Perfect for Halloween.
Endbringer.
And that is where we will end. I hope you guys had a good time.
I had a great time.
There's gonna be a lot of inter-party drama and fighting.
Yep.
None of you really had any inclination that it was, like, I mean, in character. I know out of character, but, like, in character, that it
No,
might
not
be.
really.
Wow.
Rizik a little, but Rizik is still pretty hesitant to assume spirit on things.
That's fair.
Han had his own secrets up until a session ago and was treating you as a small child.
That's fair.
Rizik was mostly treating me as a child.
I just thought you were a damaged 8-year-old, and I could relate a little, so I didn't think much of it.
Now you think she's a really damaged 8-year-old.
So now we know she's a damaged 8-year-old.
No!
Fine, I'm a damaged teenager. We can be friends.
Big sister!
And now Han has another airbender.
Well, I have to deal with I have to deal with bigger sister next.
A significantly more talented airbender by the looks of it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, I say by the looks of it, I know exactly how scary Shibu is.
Alright, everybody say goodnight to the recording.
Good night.
I just had a horrible thought. Oh no.
See you in 2 weeks.
What's the horrible thought?
There's a thing that you could do with Shibu as an airbender. So, you've seen Dragon Ball Evolution, right?
Believe so, yeah.
Gross. Why you bring it up?
So, in Dragon Ball Evolution, the Kamehameha is explicitly referred to as an airbending ability.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Evolution's bad.
You don't need to tell me things I already know, Dan.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, and that is a thing that I know Izzy knows this, but that is a thing that Shibu could do.
And then I copied as a result. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Good night, recording.
Did you actually have my sheet, or did you just look at the recordings for that?
We don't have recordings. I did this all from memory.
Christ.